Meh.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
Surprisingly good.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
I want to buy a couple ducks. I'm bringing 2 ducks to the office.
This is Early Break.
Good morning. Happy Monday to you. Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Bill Busch on Early Break. Hope you had a great weekend enjoying 4 days of basketball bliss. Not that many buzzer beaters. There was one yesterday, but it's kind of been a lack of drama first couple days. I mean, there's been some drama, but compared to normal. Compared to normal, a little bit down, but some nice drama last night with the Maryland win against Colorado State.
Who won the Oregon-Arizona game?
Get that confirmed real quick.
Wow, we don't know. Sports.
The one game I
Bill?
didn't stay up to watch.
I dropped off about 10 minutes to go in the game. Arizona was leading, had taken the lead back.
Arizona won 87-83.
Let me complete my bracket.
87-83. Arizona beats Oregon last night to move on to the Sweet 16.
Because Oregon was up on them early by about 20. I don't know if it's about, but it was a lot early on.
I don't think it was
punched.
20, was it? Did Michigan State end up winning?
Michigan State did win. Michigan State won last night. They beat, that was, of course,
Mexico.
against New Mexico, yes.
Little Richard.
71-63 Maryland. Michigan State beats New Mexico. They're on to the Sweet 16.
Okay. The Sweet 16 is complete.
Did you watch any of this?
Yes, I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is it 7 SEC teams?
Yes, 7.
Which is a record. That's the most. The SEC flex occurred. That's the most teams from one conference in the Sweet 16 since the ACC. It topped the. It's a record actually. Yes. It topped the ACC, which put 6 in 2016. Good job.
Half the teams from the conference made the dance, made the Sweet 16. That's well done by the SEC. Garth Glissman is happy, I would think. He should be happy. Obviously, you want everybody to advance, but you just can't.
I find myself, guys, I don't know. I'm just going to say this right off the bat in idle chit-chat.
Okay.
I don't really find myself, and this happened organically. I don't find myself cheering for the Big Ten at all. In fact, I find myself cheering for the SEC.
I definitely don't cheer for any conference. There's never a time I'm going to pick a conference over a team that I enjoy watching. Yeah. Where it's just like, I'm just going to pull for this team.
Well, I tend to do that. Like I was pulling for Kentucky because I wanted the SEC to beat the Big Ten. I don't have any. Then I thought about it. I don't have any allegiance to the Big Ten. I covered the Big 12 and the Big 8 for most of my life. I don't have any. I haven't formed any like feelings, emotions.
Do you have a problem with the Big Ten?
Not
to
really.
not be rooting for it at all. Are you rooting against it actively at all?
I think the Big Ten's a sort of I covered the Big 8, Big 12, and I like the culture better in the Big 8, Big 12. The Big Ten's kind of haughty, you know. I thought Nebraska fit better with the culture of the Big 8, Big 12, but it's fine. I mean, they're making a lot of money in the Big Ten. That's what it comes down to, right?
Yeah, absolutely. They're doing a great job. Bringing cash in. There's a lot of teams are doing that. So is Northwestern, so is Purdue.
Right.
They all get the same check as everybody else. Right. So they're not doing a whole lot with it. It looked to me, my hypothesis was on the SEC. If you just took Auburn, Alabama, Florida, Tennessee, wild card potentially Kentucky and Ole Miss, but Kentucky for sure. But the first 4, Auburn, Alabama, Florida, Tennessee, you drop them into the Big Ten. Any one of those 4 teams are the Big Ten champions.
I think so. Well, I can't prove you wrong.
No one can prove it right either.
Right.
But I'm saying if Tennessee, Florida, Alabama, or Auburn was in the Big Ten, one of those 4 teams would have won the Big Ten.
It's
what they look like. If you dropped them into the Big 12, same exact results.
You think so?
Same. That's my thought. Auburn, Alabama. There's nobody in the Big
Houston.
That'd be
Houston's
tight.
pretty good.
It'd be pretty good. That'd be a tight. That'd be a harder
tight
one.
though.
I was thinking more Big Ten, be tighter. And then the ACC, I don't know if any of them could beat them. I think Duke's
the only chance. Yeah.
So Duke and Houston, it'd be harder. Might only have 1 or 2 teams in the SEC, but yeah, Houston's playing so well. But in the Big Ten, I think you drop in all 4 teams, and they would. If you say right now, Tennessee is a 2 seed right now, they would have won the Big Ten.
I agree with you.
I don't disagree. I'm not sure Kentucky wouldn't have, if healthy, wouldn't have won it. But yeah, Houston, that's a little bit harder.
Well, now hold on. I was gonna say, if you don't mind, Houston I was not overwhelmed by Houston. I was a little underwhelmed. So it might still be Big 12. I was a little underwhelmed by Houston.
Houston led by 10 points most of the game. It got dicey at the very end. Gonzaga
very
them.
Dicey.
Yeah.
It got down to 1.
It did.
Yeah.
It did.
Yeah.
But they advanced. We thought that'd be a tough game though for them. Gonzaga is not an easy out in the
that was
in
an
the
8
tournament.
seed though, right?
That's right. But it's Gonzaga. Mark Few's a great coach in the dance.
I'm just
Has
saying
been
I
for a long
wasn't. I
time.
watched the game and I thought I'd see more from Houston. They're good. They're really good.
Yeah,
Now, obviously, they're a 1 seed. They're really good. They didn't. Nobody really blew me away though.
Yeah.
Nobody.
No, I agree with that.
There's a team that's played really good basketball. There's a couple of those. You mentioned the SEC. Ole Miss has been phenomenal through 2
Have
games.
they?
So their popular upset pick was North Carolina to beat Ole Miss, and Ole Miss was up by like 19 points in that game. They won by, I don't know, 7 or 8. But then yesterday, they're up by 24.
Oh, yeah.
They're up
Yeah.
by 24 points in the second half against Iowa State. They win by 13, 91-78. But they were just curb stomping Iowa State.
Yeah.
Curb stomping.
They were.
Yes. Ole Miss. You know who's the coach?
That's Chris Beard.
You drop Bill. I'm telling you, he's that guy. He's one of those guys, and there's only a few of them that you drop anywhere and he's winning. And winning. Ole Miss. Ole Miss isn't a big basketball school.
Never once have ever this one.
No.
Oh, Ole Miss will probably make a run. They've never said that. Not once.
No,
not once.
That's not like a
And
traditional.
and from watching it doesn't look like it doesn't appear as if they're done either.
Huh?
It doesn't
I
appear
don't
as if it's.
They'll play Michigan State next. And
Ooh, test. That's
yeah.
tough.
That's if you
Okay.
watch those games, Ole Miss looked like the better team in terms of the comparison of their teams last night.
Is they?
Michigan State was struggling with
State's
New
pretty
Mexico.
good.
They
Michigan
struggled.
State's pretty good though.
They are.
Michigan State's really good. New Mexico's pretty good. You never know in a one-game scenario. I was just so disappointed in talked about the game with the Zags in Houston was the last play. They come down. They don't even get a shot off.
Yep.
They got to get a 3, and he just buries himself in the corner. The ball gets blocked. They don't even get a ball. They don't even get a shot
Now I
up
remember.
It was bad. It was
on
bad.
rim.
It was a bad finish.
It was like, are you kidding me? That was your shot.
Nemhart and another guy, Ryan Nemhart, was a point guard. They got himself in a pickle in the corner.
In the corner, and they were just locked down. I'm
Yeah.
like, get a shot up.
No,
Have a
didn't give,
chance.
you're right.
Did
Didn't
not
give
get
him
a shot up.
They're down 1.
They were down 3.
Down
They
3.
needed that
Need
to
a
tie.
tie.
Yeah.
Didn't get a good shot. Nope.
No. Never got really past his hand as far as the ball got.
I'm sure you guys are like me. It's just a big blur.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Well,
like,
when
It's supposed to be that through 4 days.
Yeah, when
It
you
is.
have this Saturday, you need a show on Sunday morning to catch up on Saturday.
Yeah, I forgot
because-
about Saturday's game.
By the time you get to Sunday's games, they have a lot more stuff to talk about,
Right.
and it really piles on you
No.
pretty good.
I know. I mean, you're just watching,
And then even
catching some, watching a game, catching.
well,
it's just
even
like,
with this show, all we had was Thursday. This
Right.
Friday we didn't talk about.
No.
We didn't talk about Saturday. We didn't talk. So we had 3 days of stuff to catch up on.
Yeah. Anyway, you just want to go through the teams that are. Should we wait? This is
idle chit chat. We'll get to the tournament talk in
Okay.
a second. Anything else?
why are you wearing a vest? That's one thing about idle
It
chit
is.
chat.
What's wrong with the vest? I can't wear a vest. I don't wear it very often.
I saw it
It
this
looks like you're
morning.
geared up.
It threw me
Looks like
off.
you're in the, looks like
Me
you're
and
in the
Ellie-
CIA. You're
Don't
about
wear
to
it very
conduct a
often.
raid.
Yeah. Me and Ellie were very concerned this morning too. We were throwing off ourselves.
I don't wear the vest very often. In fact, when I was in middle school, I wore a vest every day. I got called Vest Boy by somebody, so I had to wear a vest for about 20 years. Like,
Vest Boy.
I got
This
called
is
Vest
new.
Boy.
This is all brand new.
yeah,
This
to the-
is new.
This is new.
This opens some doors.
Yes.
went to an after school thing because
I
Why'd you wear a
wore.
vest every day?
I wore a vest like every single day, and I got called Vest Boy, and I didn't wear a vest probably from middle school through I don't know 3 years ago. It took that long for me to put
How
a
many
vest on
vests?
again.
So
I'm
you're
sorry if I
So
touched
you're
the
in
nerve.
7th
Okay.
grade. How many vests were in your closet?
Oh, I just had one vest. I wore it every day.
Just wear
It
the
was-
same
It's
vest.
like my
every day.
coat. Essentially, was my coat was this vest.
You like the vest?
I've never worn a vest. I've never worn in my
I
life.
haven't either.
Ever in my life, I've never put one on in my life.
100% say I've never worn a
Never
vest.
worn a vest.
I got called
And
Vest Boy.
Jake wore one for 3 years straight.
I-
Every day.
I'd say at least 2 years.
2 years
Two,
straight. Every
two of
day.
the 3 years of middle school. Yeah,
Your parents concerned you had no warmth on your arms at all.
they probably should have said, "Hey, you might
Hey,
want to wash this."
or something.
I'm wearing that for about 3 straight
Yeah,
months, maybe. Change that.
Hey,
Who called you Vest Boy?
Oh, the guy's name was Jay, not my dad, but his name was Jay. He was
Jay.
a year older than me.
And
He's
all
a
of
nice guy. Just called me Vest Boy.
So
And it
you're
got to me.
standing
It
at
got
your
to me.
locker. You're standing at
No,
your
this
locker.
is an after school thing at a house by the middle school, and I think we're playing some sort of game, and call me Vest Boy,
And it stuck.
and it stuck with me for a long time.
So you
Long
went home
time.
that night. You took the vest off. And
Never
didn't
wore it again.
Never went back on again.
Bill, you see what just happened? I feel awful right now.
It's okay.
No,
We
I
can
feel
talk
awful.
out these things of the past during the show.
Brought up a very
It's therapy.
emotional.
That's why you got to be careful when you say. I wasn't. It wasn't critical.
We would have never said it if we knew you were a vest boy.
Right.
If we knew that someone called you a vest boy, we never would have brought it up.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
We would have not brought that up. But we were now it's out there.
Yep.
It took me by surprise because I would imagine that being a suitable attire for last week when it was like a blizzard.
Now, you want a coat for the blizzard. The vest does not cover up the arms. It's just the body. It's just the torso.
Thank you.
There's 30-some degrees. You need more heat than this for the coat. Come on.
Best boy.
The question.
I'm not calling you vest
The
boy.
words I've never said in my life. Laura, where's my vest? Never once said that. I have no idea. My wife wears vests all the time.
Yeah, people do.
Some people do. And people are Scott Moore.
He wears
He's
the
the
vest.
best
Oh,
guy.
yeah. He is.
Rule wears a vest all the
Does he?
time. People wear them. They wear them. Well, who's famous for wearing a vest?
Cronin, 3-piece. Wears a 3-piece suit,
Yeah.
wears a vest.
Well, what did Neuheisel wear? Was he wearing vest?
I
don't
don't
know.
recall.
I thought he was a vest boy.
That's the best.
Vest boy.
Hey, vest
Real
boy.
thing. Middle school.
Took it off,
couple
never
years.
wore it again.
All right, we
Yeah.
covered that. I didn't do anything. I worked. Bullet work. Just I didn't have a.
That was a wrap for you, huh?
Yeah,
I
didn't
went out
have
to Holdridge. I drove out there.
I was wondering what
Friday.
Went out to Holdridge on Friday for the big eight, not for the big 8-man coaches clinic. It was incredible.
That's what it
Yeah.
was. Is that
Yeah.
Sean was asking me?
Yeah.
It's an 8-man coaches clinic.
Yeah, it was incredible. Probably 200 people
In March.
in March. Added out there, just everyone from all across the state was there. It was really, really cool. Very, very well done. But I walk in, and the Hall of Famers standing there like that. It freaked me out because I was saying know him very well, but hadn't seen him forever. Mark Mumford. He
Nice.
played linebacker at Nebraska.
The big man.
Yeah,
It's a big linebacker.
big linebacker, played for the Broncos. And he was there, and he's kind of he's basically kind of semi-retired, does some things. But now he goes, yeah, they asked me to coach, so I coached a little bit with Spencer Napier.
He's coaching Spencer Napier.
Yeah, 8-man football.
Mumford?
He's just kind of, he's not the head coach, but he just does it. He's like, gives me something to do, gets kind of involved. But it was great to talk to him, was incredible. And he's just, a lot of spirit still. He's really funny, but what a dude.
Is he a neck roll guy?
I think Mumford was a neck roll
I
guy.
think he was a neck roll
He
guy.
was, yeah. Yeah, I
You
think
know
he's
what
a-
Mumford was,
yeah.
Bill?
What?
He was the coach of the indoor team here, the Lincoln Capitals.
Really?
Yes, I used to interview him all the time. He was one of the best you can
Oh.
imagine. You can imagine.
Because he's funny too.
Funny.
Yeah. I get to see him, and as things are pretty matter of fact.
Yep.
Well, we got to do this better.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be very matter of fact.
Yeah, it was a joy to cover. For a stint, I'd walk over to Pershing and
Yeah.
cover that indoor team, and he was the coach for a stint, and it was a joy. He was a
Yeah.
great guy to deal with.
So that was fun. But the trip out there was incredible. Stayed at the Roadway Inn.
I know where that's at.
Oh, it's a great hotel.
Were you packing?
What's that? No,
That's your first question.
I did.
The roadway. Okay.
no, I didn't.
A toothbrush.
I didn't say anything. When I checked in, I'm certified conceal and carry. I did not say that to anybody.
All right.
But right behind it was a car wash, and they had halo lights.
No,
Oh, they did.
They had halo lights
You're
right
kidding
behind.
me.
Yeah, right by Casey's. Yes.
Did you feel kind of at home?
I did. It felt very. I go again, brilliant advertising because it was so well lit up. Is right away. It's like, well, that's right.
What were they sporting? What
They
color?
were red and white, but like blinking, and so it was really drawing attention to it. So
Wow.
very much like Chick-fil-A on O Street.
Halo.
It's a good look.
Yes.
What'd you do all weekend there? Oh, you played some golf
I
yesterday.
played golf yesterday. Yeah. Played with Seth yesterday in Beatrice.
Yeah.
I wore
just everything
Seth and Vest Boy.
I wore the vest too
Yeah.
yesterday. So
Did you?
I wore it. I played good. Maybe I can play golf in a vest now, apparently. I don't know.
I was not making fun of your vest. I was just struck
Yeah,
by
it
it.
felt like it a little
Yeah.
bit. It's okay if you did. I'm tough. You can take it.
So you played some golf.
Played golf. That's really it. I watched basketball. I was a bachelor this weekend. Elizabeth was out of town, so
Did you eat anything crazy?
no, I had a steak. That was it. One steak. Otherwise, nothing crazy. I was told to eat leftovers, and so I ate. I did my job.
I
I
was
ate
told to
leftovers.
eat leftovers.
I had one task. Don't make the house a mess. Okay, easy. And eat leftovers. Got it. Can do that. It's simple.
Wow.
I bet
So I
Elizabeth
finished
has good leftovers.
They're
doesn't she?
really good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I love leftovers.
Excellent. Yeah.
I can do that. If someone bakes, like if Laura makes meatloaf on a Monday, I'm good for the week.
Really?
Yeah, I'm good for the week.
For the week?
I can eat the same thing every day. It doesn't faze me.
I'm not going past a couple of days.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me one bit. Whatever's, yeah, I can eat the same thing for 5 days.
I don't know if I ate a week old French toast. That might be a little bit dicey, but I didn't get sick. I feel fine.
Time out. This has never happened ever. That French toast is a leftover. French toast is not a leftover.
We made a lot.
It's incredible.
We made a lot.
I could not imagine all of a sudden, where's the leftover French toast? That's never been
Just
said.
in baggies?
It was in a bag.
Yeah.
Well, it was 2 people. She made a lot of French toast. We had a lot for a couple of days, and didn't eat it for a couple of days. And I saw it in the back of the fridge. I said, well, this is probably dicey. I might get sick, but no, I made it through. That was Saturday morning, and here I am fine. No issues at all.
Risky.
And I think
worked out.
I think it would be a really good
it was good
leftover.
It was
I
great.
agree with it. It's just not your normal leftover. Hey, where are the French toast leftovers?
Idle Chit Chat. Sponsored by
Newton's Lawn Care. By the way, other vests people are bringing up here on the text line. Luke Fickle, Jim Tressel was the famous.
He's the most famous.
He's the vest man.
Luke Fickle does wear a vest.
Mark Manning, which gets in a second. Mark Manning wears the vest for the wrestling squad.
Yes.
Who
So I'm not alone.
Anybody else?
That's all I got so far for vest. But
So Manning,
Jim Tressel was a common answer though.
I think. I mean, you could, if you really got down to it, you could name 20. Vests are very popular. Extremely.
They are.
popular. They're popular.
You look fine.
Thank you.
It just threw us. We just hadn't seen you in one.
This is a new thing, new development here. New development.
And by the way, vest boy's not the worst thing to be called.
No, it's not.
In middle school, it was. It's pretty tough.
Oh,
It was with the condescending tone. It wasn't like, hey, it's vest boy over here.
It's a classic. It's not what you said, it's how you said it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I get it.
Because then he'd see me the next day. It's vest boys, but now it's who I am. Not just a one-time thing. That's why I went away.
God, you really brought more attention to yourself, though, Jake, not wearing it again the next day. When you went,
I let him win.
It,
I let him win.
Exactly. You let him win. What's his name? Jeff?
Jay. Jay.
Jay owned you.
Jay was a
I
year
hope
older
you're
than
happy,
me.
Jay.
Yeah,
you left a permanent scar. And we reopened it today. Unknowingly, though.
It's okay.
Should have wore it the next day and looked right at him and just kind of gave one of these.
Hey, Jay, if you're out there,
what's my name? Best boy. That's right.
Yeah. Jay, if you're out there, I hope you're
Call
happy.
Call in.
Or no, don't call in.
You're probably right.
He doesn't know who he is, probably. This Jay would completely forgot about that from a long time ago. I guarantee you that.
Jay does a lot of drinking.
Sure. Sure he did. That is Idle
Yeah, that
Chit-Chat.
is.
Sponsored by our friends at Newton's Lawn Care. Please call or text Andrew at 402-440-6297. New customers get 20% off the 2025 fertilizer program. Just text the ticket to 402-440-6297. Get a free quote within 24 hours. That's Andrew at Newton's Lawn Care. Was he in the garage this morning, Bill?
Nope. He's not in the garage. I think he's getting ready to get things pretty
nice.
Dialed up here soon. I expect him back here by next Monday.
Okay.
Wait, he wasn't in the garage. Okay.
I'm not in the garage today. Getting busy. All right,
busy.
Back to the tournament. Again, as we said, we only talked about on Friday, the Thursday, actually. We didn't get a chance to talk about other games from the weekend. But yesterday's first game was interesting. Florida is one of the favorites to win the tournament, and they were in a back-and-forth tussle with UConn. They win 77-75. You guys catch that game?
Yes,
and any concerns about Florida? Is that more UConn is just tough to beat in the dance?
I'm not concerned about Florida. Walter Clayton Jr.
Yes.
Wow.
He turned it on at the end.
Yeah. First team All-American.
He turned it on at the end.
First team All-American. You guys understand, I hope by now, what happens. You get asked a question all the time. Come on, how do you get over the top? How do you get over the hump? Well, you have an All-American or two. And then you hit some huge shots, and you saw it all weekend long. The dudes usually turn it on. And Walter Clayton Jr., interesting player to me because he's not a striking physical presence. You know, he just looks like a guy that could be bowling at Sun Valley, but he happens to be an incredible jump shooter, right? He does,
or any of the bowling alleys.
Yes,
not just Sun, not just Sun Valley
Parkway,
right? Make sure
Hollywood, all of them. Yeah. He could be at any of them. But he made 2 huge shots down the stretch to put some distance between Florida and UConn.
I felt myself for a while, which is crazy, pulling for UConn. So I thought if he Hurley pulls this upset off, it would be one of the most incredible press conferences ever.
You mean incredibly obnoxious?
Obnoxious, yes,
Yeah.
yes. But it would have been incredible to have seen what it was like.
It would have,
and it was real. I mean, they had leads. I mean, it wasn't like
no, it was.
There wasn't ever a time of going like, well, the UConn, they won't win this.
No,
no, they can win this.
Right till the last minute and a half. Right.
Oh yeah.
This won't help Sip's hatred of Dan Hurley out at all.
Do I hate him?
I don't have the audio because it was not bleeped in time. So I'm just going to tell you what happened. So there's video of Dan Hurley and the team walking off the court to the locker room. And it says he's talking to the Baylor team. He's about to go on the court. Says, I hope they don't bleep you like they bleeped us, Baylor.
Classy. Jake, just to be clear, I do not hate him.
You are not a fan of him. You made that very clear on these airwaves.
You didn't see the video, Sip?
The
videos we're seeing. Yeah, it's not like
he's
over
chirping.
the top. He's just chirping, and
he's always chirping.
But it's just like I just don't know if that was. They're going like I just can't imagine being like anyone involved at UConn and being like, I think that was a good look.
Yeah, thanks, Dan. Way to go, Dan. You tell him.
When you talk about basketball, the back and forth calls that go this way, that way, it's insane.
Can be.
And the coaches that can handle it the best, that every single call is not a meltdown.
Mm-hmm.
Because if not, it'd be a lot.
Here's what you see all the time. I mean, you called it here. Why didn't you call it down there? You see it all. You see it all the time. That's the most common thing. But working the refs, it seems like that's 90% of their job. Working the refs, and Hurley just works him to death. Now, and again, not hate. I don't hate him. I think he's peculiar.
What would you call him?
Peculiar. He's very peculiar to me.
You don't like him.
What I don't like about him is it seems like he's used the 2 national titles as a license to be an ass. I mean, like now I just have this license. I can just say whatever I want because maybe you can if you win 2 national titles. I don't know. He just acts like crazy. They're good. UConn though did look good yesterday.
They looked really good. And I go back to my first thought of the day was, why is this game at 11 a.m.? And I
different ways to look at that.
I just, like I said, and some teams are better. So a lot of times, like, who had your team ready to play better? UConn had their team ready to play better because Florida's better. Florida's a better team.
They are.
And it was tied with whatever. I mean, UConn had the lead by 3 with under 2 minutes.
They did.
I mean, or right at 2 minutes.
So I didn't want to play them in the dance.
Florida didn't look overwhelming to me.
No, they didn't.
Some of these teams I thought would have a better kind of a more like, oh my God, look. They don't have it as much as I thought. Auburn.
You know who has that look? Duke has that look. Duke has won their 2 games by a combined 67 points.
Yeah.
They beat Mount St. Mary's by 44 points, and they beat Baylor 89-66. Just pummeled them yesterday. And we looked at their last 10 games before. They've been killing teams by 30+ points routinely.
Are they the pick now?
Yeah, so when I talked about like the one team, I don't know if any of those 4 teams could have won the ACC.
Are they the pick?
Duke's really good.
If you had to say right now, pick Duke.
Because Cooper Flagg's out. That injury is
so
gone.
I mean, we can change. You can change in mid-flight. I was saying Houston last week, but after seeing them, man,
I'm still sticking with my pick of Florida.
Oh yeah,
I mean, I'm not going to change. But Duke looks.
They
won the ACC tournament. Remember, without Flagg.
Yep.
North Carolina had to beat them.
Yep.
And it turned out they didn't have to, I guess. But in their mind, they had to beat them, and they couldn't. Their arch rival for the 3rd time now take out the player of the year, and they still couldn't beat them. And because they play defense, they can score. They do it all.
It's not just Flagg. I heard the guys.
I watched that game. They make it look so easy. It's effortless offense, completely effortless. They move it so well. There's just not any stupid or bad possessions. They're so well coached. And
Duke,
a good squad.
It's Duke.
Well, right now, yeah, it's Duke.
Okay.
Yep.
100.
They're terrifying.
What about Creighton?
Oh, Creighton loses to Auburn, 82-70. They led at halftime against Auburn.
It's pretty predictable, wasn't it? I mean,
they played a good game. They should be
when it got down to like the last started at about the 10-minute mark. Watching the game with Housemender, Leighton.
Yeah.
So we were watching the game together, just me and him. I go, they're smothering them now.
That's it.
I said Creighton can't get open. They can't get a shot.
That's what I mean.
Auburn just smothered them, and it was. I remember telling Leighton, I go, not a lot of answers here.
Nope.
There's not a lot. They're playing man to man, and they are just smothering them.
That's the problem. Now that's not all teams can do that, but that's what I meant by predictable. I figured Creighton would hang in, but they don't have enough horses to overcome that. Now, not many people do that. When a team locks up, like St. John's can do, Auburn does, Florida does it. I think the trick almost is to have dudes that can handle it. It's almost like receivers who can beat man-to-man coverage in football. You got to have dudes that can respond when a team like that locks down. There's just not that many guys out there that can do it. There are guys, though. There are guys that are going to score no matter what against whoever. They're going to score.
Creighton had an epic first. I mean, they made 9 threes in the first half and led by 2. It was pretty telling. We played as good as we can, and we lead by 2 at half.
I think they were 9 for 14.
They made 9 threes in the first half.
9 for 14.
Usually you're up by 15 if that's the case. They're up by 2. And again, leading at halftime. But if you're Auburn, you're not panicking, saying they're not going to make 9 threes again in the second half.
No.
But we'll make some shots, and they did.
Yeah, Auburn. I think if it's not Duke, I've gone from sort of Auburn to Houston now to Duke. I'm sure that's annoying to people, but Auburn's still. I don't know. I'm just glad those teams advanced. Auburn and Florida. Who's the other 1 seed? Houston and Duke. I'm glad they all advanced because those teams are really good. Really good.
Only a 1-2 seed did not advance, and that, of course, is St. John's, who got beat 75-66 by John Calipari in Arkansas on Saturday. That was
10 seed.
Yeah, 10 seed because they beat Kansas the first game.
10 seed SEC team. They were 0-5 in the SEC. Lost their 2 of their best players at various points during the season. And look at Calipari's in the Sweet 16.
Knocks off Bill Self and Rick Pitino back to back to get
There's
there.
been 2 games that had a feel to them, even though there was a buzzer beater by Maryland.
Yep.
The UConn, Florida, and St. John's, Arkansas had a feel. You're watching it, and it was epic. I mean,
theater.
St. John's, you're watching those 2 coaches going back, and that game was
theater,
incredible to watch.
Theater.
But I thought I listened to it. Watching it live, and it was just mesmerizing me because the announcers stayed on it. And then this morning I listened to it again. That was the most amazing thing of that whole game. And it wasn't answered after the game, but the player of the year in the Big East for St. John's hits 2 free throws to make it a 2-point game with 4:58 to go in the game. He gets pulled from the game and never put him back in.
RJ Lewis.
Yeah.
RJ never put him back in the game.
3 for 17.
3 for 17, but he was in the game, made 2 free throws, and he's the best player on your team.
Yeah.
Patino was asked in postgame about it. He says, "You know why he didn't go in." It
was awkward.
He says, "You know why?" Tell us why.
First, he started with the guy who asked the question was really good.
It was a good question
because he asked me, he goes, and then he said, well, he played 30 minutes. He goes, oh, so he was tired, and then he goes, no, that was.
Then he went on that assault, like, you know why? You're asking Lee.
No, we don't know
Tell
why.
me why.
To this point right now, no one knows why.
Right. Pitino said you're asking a leading question. You know why? What
was you heard?
That was disappointing.
Yeah,
and then I heard
agree.
a lot of backlash towards the reporter. I'm like, wait a second. Reporter did nothing wrong.
Did nothing wrong. Matter of fact, he asked the question that the whole world wanted to know.
Why
was the I'll tell you what, why can I say his name like that? Was it Lapis?
Yeah, Steve Lapis. Yep, the broadcaster.
He kept saying, "I don't know what's going on here."
They kept showing him on the bench.
Showing him, and the thing was, on the bench, he didn't look like he was coming back in.
No,
he looked like he was just blank stare.
Yep.
But I mean, he's still your player. He's the player. He's the player of the year. You had just made 2 free throws. Yes, he had shot bad, but guess what? The whole team had shot bad. Nobody was shooting good.
And then what happened at the end? They couldn't make a 3.
Couldn't make a shot.
Needed a 3 bad. Couldn't get one. Couldn't make one.
But for just again, I mean, from not to be in the game, I cannot imagine 5 years from now or whatever, how long it goes, and Pitino is retired, and he's like, I really stand by that. I think that was a great move to set him. I can't imagine right now that at some point in time he just goes, probably made the wrong decision.
Unless there's information we don't know.
There has to be. I mean, I could see if there was some sort of an outlash at the head coach, or some sort
what
of
about an injury?
Something of what was going on, but that would be said right away. I mean, why would you not say that immediately?
Good point.
I'd love to put him back in.
Good point.
He had his hamstring said no, couldn't go.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's a good point. What? Yeah, to turn it on the reporter.
You know why? I don't know why, actually.
And now I'm kind of surprised the reporter didn't say that. Due respect, Coach, I don't know what you're getting at here.
Yeah. It was
then
almost
it would have got out because Pitino said, "Yes, you do.
Yeah.
You do know." And I think what he's talking about is he's talking about 3 for 17, right? That's probably what he's.
But he just made the free throws.
but he was just in the game and he just saw the ball. If he just went to the line and made 2 free throws.
I don't understand.
RJ Lewis. Anyway, St. John's is done.
They're done.
2 seed.
First
done.
2 seed out of the tournament.
Arkansas is a 10 seed. They move on. One of 7 SEC
and
teams.
Calipari's beaten Self and Pitino back-to-back games.
And now he got it. I don't know. See, this is where we got to be careful. I bet now my guess is you guys are in the same boat as me. Have you seen Texas Tech play?
Not enough to make a deep comment.
Yeah. So I'm catching myself now. I'm not going to act like I know about.
They got
Texas
a couple.
Tech.
Toppin has been really good for them. JT Toppin had a big game. 28 points for Darian Williams in the game against Drake, but JT Toppin had 25 points. 11 of 13 efficiency. Texas Tech 11 for 13, 25 points for him. They've got 2 superstars in Darian Williams and JT Toppin, but
just remember there was a long stretch out of 16 teams. Arkansas was dead last in the SEC.
They're
dead last. They were 16th.
They're 0-5.
And now they're in the Sweet 16.
Calipari's in the Sweet 16. Get ready. For the 16th time. He's in the Sweet 16 for the 16th time.
Is that any good?
What do you think?
That's pretty good.
It's ridiculous.
Didn't even mention an impressive performance so far from Michigan. Michigan, of course, wins the Big Ten tournament. They were scuffling to end the year, but Dusty May has been really good in tournament situations. They win the Big Ten tournament. They take care of UC San Diego, and they beat A&M 91-79 on Saturday to advance to the Sweet 16.
What a late flex out of them. The game was back and forth, and all of a sudden it was like the 7-footers still matter. That's what I enjoy.
Absolutely.
2 7-footers, and they still matter. Instead of, we're just going to run a bunch of screens and shoot some threes. Nope. We're going to play with some 7-footers.
And Bill, you see it all over the country.
Yeah.
No, there's bigs. Florida has bigs.
Yes.
New Mexico had a big. Just go down the line. Auburn has a big. There's bigs in this tournament. Conventional bigs. I'm like you. I don't want those guys to go away. But they haven't. The news here's the news. They haven't gone away.
The 7-footers still matter.
They matter.
When someone drives the lane and they know there's 2 7-footers in there, it bothers them. It's a bothersome.
Yeah, there's bigs. Houston has a big. I mean, it's going down the line. Maryland obviously has 2 pretty good bigs, right?
Yes, Derek Queen and Julian Reese.
Good job, Shane. Michigan State has bigs. They go 6'11". They go at least 1 6'11" and bring another big or 2 in. There's that. That's another thing about the tournament that I noticed. They're still alive.
And Kentucky has some bigs.
100. Yeah. So that's. Yeah, but what were you talking about?
Basketball.
Yeah.
College basketball.
Oh, the one thing we should add. Oh, you were talking about Michigan. Yeah, Michigan. Bill, you're right. I thought Michigan was going to lose that game until the last 5 minutes. I was cheering hard for Buzz. I wanted A&M in there. I'm not a huge Buzz fan, but I wanted A&M to win. And Michigan, God, they did. I thought they're going to lose the game. And then all of a sudden they were in control. I had gone to Planet Fitness and I looked up at the monitor. I'm like, ooh, Michigan's up. When I left, they were
12.
Good win. Very good win.
Very good win.
Michigan State. Now, I will tell you this. I like Michigan State. I love the way they play. Your dad.
You like them against Ole Miss?
I always imagine Ron and Bill talking about. I don't know because I haven't seen Ole Miss. I'm not going to play this game,
really
but I've seen Michigan State play a lot. They run on makes. It's amazing. They run on made shots. They're up in your face. They pull the ball out of the net and go.
Yeah.
And it's something that Izzo's been doing for years and years, and I love watching it. The way they play. I like teams that have a very set way that you know it's them, and that's what they do. They're just up on you. And on a misses, obviously, they're getting up the floor. And they play with 3 guards that are all like just incredibly skilled, So I like Michigan State. And I don't know. I'm not going to say I'd like them over Ole Miss because I haven't seen Ole Miss.
Should be a good game.
Yeah. I'd like to know what Beard's doing down there.
They were led by 24 points against Iowa State. They
that is amazing.
Bludgeoned Iowa State yesterday.
Yeah, I saw the score. And I don't know. Is Iowa State without somebody or something?
Well, they got a guy out, but they still beat Lipscomb by like 30 points the first game. So they proved that, hey, we're all right. I know it's not the same competition, but still.
So the Big Ten has how many in the Sweet 16? Michigan,
Purdue, Michigan State, Maryland. That's 4.
4. They got 4.
And Oregon lost. They did not make it. 4 teams.
4.
Pretty good still.
Not bad.
Pretty good. Yeah, really good.
Not bad.
We will have more comments on the tournament as the show goes on. When we come back, huge shout out to Husker Wrestling and Mark Manning. What they accomplished. That's next on Early Break on the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Sandhills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Hog Wild's giant stuffed baked potatoes are anything but basic and really hit the spot when you're craving a little comfort food. Nothing is more satisfying than a Hog Wild baked potato loaded with butter, sour cream, cheddar cheese, bacon bits, and chives. Add your choice of a Hog Wild house-smoked meat like pulled pork, chicken, or brisket for a little extra. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I'm proud of my Nebraska roots, and I'm proud to be back home. And at Midwest Bank, they're proud to be your local community bank. They believe in family first, taking initiative, showing integrity, and rolling up their sleeves to support their local communities. They treat everyone like family, no matter where you're from. Whether you walk into a branch in York, Lincoln, Norfolk, or Pierce, you know you're going to be welcomed with a smile. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? Do you need a lawyer you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion? The attorneys at Liberty Law understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Contact us for a free consultation by calling 877-42-LIBERTY. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Hey farmers, if you don't already, you need to get to know the guys at Boyk Farm Outfitters. If you're ready to turn your sprayer into a money-saving smart machine, they can hook you up. If you just want to get your chemicals from some good guys that care about your operations goals, they want to chat. They work with progressive growers all over eastern Nebraska to assist with equipment upgrades and input options. Boyk Farm Outfitters is equipping the modern farmer. Check them out at Boyk, B-O-E-C-K, farmoutfitters.com.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Experience the Landmark difference with the next level of dealer support. Landmark, your local John Deere dealer, continually works to have parts on hand the first time you walk in the door. Our internal route system means we can get the parts to you typically same or next day to keep you up and running. At Landmark, we understand time is money. Get more uptime with our after-hours parts and service support on the phone or in the field. Stop by your local Landmark today to experience the Landmark difference.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see decreasing clouds throughout the day. With a light breeze, we'll see an afternoon high around 66. Tonight, partly cloudy skies and light winds, the low around 40. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies and it will be breezy. The afternoon high around 70. I'm meteorologist Kyle Bucker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What's going on, fans? This is Lex Rodriguez, four-time All-American at Nebraska and now proud member of Omaha's newest professional team, Love Omaha Volleyball. League One Volleyball is bringing the heat this year. Don't miss your chance to see Olympians, national players, and national champions right here in Omaha from now through April. We can't wait to see you cheering us on in the stands. Visit lovboma.com to buy single match tickets to see me and Love Omaha Volleyball in action this season. Go Big Green.
We're on the air.
Back
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
to more of Early Break
Simple, you are an idiot.
on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Segment 2 is always sponsored by our friends at Beck's Hybrids Farmers. We know that volume discounts are a major factor in ordering seed, and oftentimes discounts are lost buying from multiple brands. But Beck's has the most diverse lineup in the marketplace. Go to Beck'sHybrids.com for a full farm quote, and always remember the 3 F's: faith, family, and farming. Today we highlight Mark Roach at Roach Seed Sales in Wymore, 402-223-8078, a part of the Beck's Hybrids family.
Have you guys been to Wymore?
I have. South of Beatrice.
I've never, Wymore Southern.
Never.
I have been there.
Have you?
I have been there. Yes, and enjoyed it too. Yes, incredible time down there. I've been to school, but not a lot of time.
I've never been to Wymore.
You don't get south of Beatrice
You're
a
okay.
lot.
You're okay with that, by the way. You don't need to go to Wymore,
What?
except if you want to see Roach here.
I think if you want to see Roach,
Okay.
and Wymore,
Yeah.
Wymore,
Hey, they got a Casey's in Wymore, Bill.
then that's worth
They
the
have a
drive.
Casey's there.
I'm telling you, the thing about Casey's also that they're just the same everywhere. I ordered the Casey's in Holdridge, right next to the roadway inn, and it had everything that I want because I know.
Did they?
It's the same. Yeah.
Pretty much.
There's always a there's a little difference.
There's some
to it.
Taj Mahals
Yeah,
out there.
There is.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? There's one
new
out
ones.
that way, by the way, that I stopped on when I went down to Wichita. It was a Taj Mahal. I bought a belt there. Let's put it that way.
You got a belt at
Got a
Casey's?
belt at
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
Get a vest.
Yeah.
Vest for it.
You got a vest?
They had like an apparel, like not a full-fledged apparel
Like
section.
a junior Bucky's.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
It was the Taj Mahal.
If you want to see a Taj Mahal right now, go to about, I'm going to guess it to be about 88th and O. There's
Okay.
one
That
right,
Casey's out there.
right
That's
across
Taj
from
Mahal.
right across from
SEC.
Southeast Community College. And they built a brand new one out there, and it's
They
a Taj
did?
Mahal.
Massive.
It's a Taj Mahal.
It is massive.
Yeah, it's incredible.
So you know what I mean? There's some Casey's that aren't like that.
Yeah.
Then
Sure.
there's those. Then there's the big ones where you're like, wow, I have not been to that one. out
David
there.
City has a Taj Mahal Casey's.
Do they
Yes.
really? Not like Bucky's. I mean, we're not going to do this.
It's not a gift.
No.
Casey's
We're
is
not
great.
doing
Bucky's is a freak show. Let's get to the Silver Fox.
Massive performance by Nebraska wrestling. They go out to Philadelphia. Of course, they had a great Big Ten tournament, and they back it up by having a great NCAA tournament. 2 champions, Ridge Lovett at 149 pounds and Antrell Taylor at 157, both national champion wrestlers. And the Husker wrestling team finishes second overall with 117 points. It earns Mark Manning the tournament coach of the year in what was an absolutely phenomenal season for the wrestling squad.
Okay, so a couple things you got to cover here. I mean, the first thing I wonder is, when was the last time Nebraska had a national champion? Well,
In the 80s?
No, 2011.
2011.
Yeah,
I think two of them in the 80s, maybe.
Yes.
it was.
Jordan Burroughs.
Yeah.
Then, the second. So Jordan Burroughs was 2011 national champ. That was the last Nebraska national champ before Ridge Lovett and Antrell Taylor. Then the second question, of course, was, when's the last time they had 2? Now, you remember this, Bill, 1984, Jim Shear and Bill Shear. The Shear brothers, Jake, were
Both champs.
were a
National
huge,
champ.
yeah, they were a
That's
huge
incredible.
deal
Yeah.
back in the day.
Absolutely.
So, and then the other thing you wonder is, when's Nebraska ever finished second. It's the team's best finish in the standings and point. Prior to this season, the team's best finish in the standings and points was 1993 when they were third. Manning is producing at the highest level he's ever produced in his 60s. Manning,
Silver Fox,
aging gracefully.
He should be a guest on Aging Gracefully.
He should be the star of the segment.
He should be the aging.
He looks great.
He has all his hair.
Yeah,
it's
all of his
silver.
hair. And I tell you, one thing was phenomenal. So I waited a little bit. So I shot him a text, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
When something like this happens, I'm going to say his text messages were in the thousands.
Yeah.
When he
And
finally
rightfully
looked
so.
at his phone, it'd be in the thousands of past players, past whatever, you name it, in the thousands. What kind of guy he was is that he responded to my text last night.
Same.
He would have responded to probably 1,000 texts. He didn't respond just because, oh, it's Busch or Sipple. That's just who he is. He responds to everybody. I'm going to say that he sat at his phone for like 3 hours and sent out a simple, a response of some sort.
I bet you're right. So Antrell Taylor
at 157.
He became the first Nebraska native to win an individual national championship since Brad Varing from Howells, which, God, unfortunately, I'm reading this article that doesn't have the year, but Brad Varing, it had to be the 90s. I mean, I think there's only been two. Yeah, it was amazing what they went.
But think about it, they went back to back. I mean, at 149 and 157, they went back to back in terms of national champs this year. And other guys who placed, you look at Caleb Smith at 125, finished 7th.
Yeah,
awesome. Jacob Van D finished 7th. Yeah. Brock Hardy was 2nd, runner-up, almost had a title as well, 141. Christopher Minto 4th. Lenny Pinto not him. Silas Allred 7th. Camden McDaniel 8th. They had an unbelievable showing.
Manning, by the way, will return 6 All-Americans next year.
How's that look?
That's a massive flex by Mark Manning late in his career.
It was fun watching. I mean, just tracking the scores and things that was going on.
Did you track them?
I was tracking a lot.
You're a friend of Mark.
I didn't get to see as much as I'd like to have like that of any sports this weekend, but I was tracking a lot. Yes.
There's a lot to track, and that's a good thing. There's a lot to track with Nebraska wrestling. 2nd in the nation. Now they finished a distant 2nd behind Penn State, which Penn State,
they're a machine.
Penn State has won 12 of the last 14 national titles. Cale Sanderson, that's not all Cale Sanderson, but Penn State has won 12 of the last 14 national titles. Mark Manning, by the way, do you guys remember his preseason press conference? He was very, very blunt about sort of the state of collegiate wrestling. He said, now he's hoping that revenue share helps Nebraska. He said, because we're playing catch up with some other schools. He's talking, Penn State's one of them. He didn't say it, I'm saying it. Penn State pays a lot of money for their team. I know that for a fact. Everybody knows it. Okay? I'm not breaking any ground here. He said, there are schools in our conference that are spending a lot of money on NIL. He said, this is Manning, not Sipple. He said, I won't really say which. They all know who and what they're doing, but to pay a wrestler $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 is insane in my estimate. If you want to win, he said, sometimes people have to do that. They're doing it a little different way. They're doing it through development. And he said, if we don't bring in people, he said, we don't like to bring in people over the top of development. He said, that's my fault if I didn't make the right choices in recruiting. Well, he's clearly made some good choices.
Right? Some really good
8
choices.
All-Americans.
There's guys making $500,000 on the other teams.
Well, it's like I said, it's and the story is very local, but still the story, which is bizarre, is that it's the most points ever scored in
Penn State.
Yeah, Penn State. It's the most. They broke their own record.
They had 177.
They broke their own record for the most points ever scored and won 12.
They're a monster.
They are.
And so that's I mean, think about it. Was back in. It's like remember when UConn basketball was going through women's.
Yeah,
it was going through such a run.
That's it.
Where you almost didn't want to watch the game.
Right.
It was like didn't want to watch
just
the
a
game.
Guarantee.
Yeah. Now here's the thing, though. We're burying one of the leads, though. Nebraska has overtaken Iowa.
So
they have overtaken Iowa.
Yeah.
Iowa had 81
4th,
points. Right? They were 4th overall. They were Nebraska 117 points. Oklahoma State 102.5. Iowa 4th at 81.
Now think about that.
That right there.
That's a huge story.
Somebody asked me, we're talking about, and someone says, well, what about Iowa? I said, they're like, what?
Yep.
I said, yeah, no, they're fourth or fifth at the time, whatever it was. I said, it's all Penn State, and then it's Nebraska.
For those who don't follow wrestling daily, and we're not on it all the time. That's a revelation that Nebraska, the flex includes racing past Iowa, at least at a national tournament. Now, Iowa did beat Nebraska in a duel this year. So it's not like, I mean, to be fair to Iowa, it's not like Nebraska's completely raced past them. But Nebraska's got evidently has a very strong tournament team because it's deep.
It's a tough day in Iowa today.
Oh, God.
Being fourth, that does not sit well.
No, and how about Nebraska? Just whipping them.
Yeah.
Manning is an
incredible performance.
And then
by
the
them.
end of the day, remarkable. Oklahoma State heavyweight beating.
Oh yeah, tell me about it.
Beating Minnesota, scored late. Oh yeah, I mean that was like the upset of all upsets of all upsets.
And then I think he's a Navy lieutenant. Maybe.
I don't know that, but it was like I said,
saluted Trump.
It was. He got a photo with him. Yes, he did. But it was one of the most epic upsets ever in the history of college wrestling.
So he beat. It was Wyatt Hendrickson, the name for the Oklahoma State wrestler. He beat Gable Stevenson of Minnesota, and obviously Stevenson was the favorite to win the title. But Stevenson had a 70 match winning streak.
There you go. He's a legend.
70 match winning streak, and got beat in the finals by this Oklahoma State wrestler.
And he scored in the last 15 seconds. It was when you saw, I mean, the level of the volume in that place when it was like he could win this thing.
People are comparing it to the Miracle on Ice. I'm not kidding.
He got a takedown with 20 seconds left in the match and scored once more as Bill said, as right before the clock hit 0 to win the match.
It was they have pictures of the coaches. I mean, they show them and they're just like going nuts.
Does it say anything about his military background?
He is a second lieutenant in the Air Force.
Sorry, Navy or Air Force. Air Force.
So
and then that's why he saluted the president, who was Matt's side.
He was there. Trump was in the building in Philadelphia.
He's in Philly.
He was there watching wrestling.
Buzzed over to the wrestling.
He got saluted. What a showing by Nebraska. When we come back, Bill's Thrills and Song of the Day next on Early Break.
The Thrills.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Sandhills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? Do you need a lawyer you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion? The attorneys at Liberty Law understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Contact us for a free consultation by calling 877-42-LIBERTY. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to smokinggunjerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
LES wants your feedback. Help shape your electric utility's direction and priorities by taking an anonymous online survey. Make your voice heard before the survey closes on April 30th at les.com/survey.
Do you need a urologist? At Urology Partners of Nebraska, we understand the urgency of your health. That's why we offer appointments within 48 hours. Although we're new to the community, our team brings years of experience and expertise to provide you with the best care possible. From vasectomies to kidney stones, we've got you covered for all your urology health concerns. Call 402-413-2800 today and experience the difference at Urology Partners of Nebraska.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. It doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and March Madness is here, and Koppel is ready to rock and roll. We just closed the books on a tremendous February, and we're locked and loaded for a big March. True 0% APR is happening right now at Koppel on select new models. Plus, Koppel has over 10,500 off list on other select new models. Our pre-owned truck lot is full of late model low gyms as well. So make that short drive down 144th Street or check us out online at koppelcars.com. All deals with a roof credit, 0% is standalone.
I used to smoke. I thought of cigarettes as my best friend.
They were always there for me when I needed a break.
I also thought cigarettes were my best friend, and then they gave me peripheral artery disease.
I smoked and had a stroke. Actually, multiple strokes.
I smoked and have heart disease. Here's my tip. If cigarettes are your friend, you need a better friend.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You love to bash his sports takes.
Now, will you feel like an idiot if you're
No,
a big tough?
never feel like an
if
idiot.
you're a big tough guy this morning,
But you really love to voice your displeasure for his music choices.
stumbled on an issue that I did not think would generate this much passion and discussion.
It's time for Jake's questionable song of the day on Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket and The Ticket FM.
Once again, your song of the day from 1975, Saturday Night Special by Leonard Skynyrd. 464-568-51 is bad, 10 is good. Text your rating on the Sauter Heyman Jewelers song of the day.
Gee, Saturday Night Special. Do you have that song going through your head when you're going into that motel on Saturday or Friday?
Everything was very safe at the roadway inn.
Leonard Skynyrd, Free Bird, Tuesday's Gone, That Smell, Simple Man, Give Me 3 Steps. This one's behind the Call Me the Breeze. Call Me the Breeze is number 2.
Very good song.
Yeah, behind That Smell. Tuesday's Gone's probably 3. Simple Man 4. Give Me 3 Steps 5. See, we're getting down a little bit, but if you got
it's a good catalog, obviously.
If you get 10 hits by Leonard Skynyrd and you're in the top 10, you're in the 9s, and this song's in the top 10, so it's in the 9s. I'll go with 9.115. Skynyrd's incredible. Those songs I named are all freaky good, and that one is freaky good, Jake. Good job.
I recognize the high level of talent. The song is not as gripping to me.
It's gripping.
It's more of a
it grips. It's
7111. So
that's
not
fine.
7111.
It's not gripping.
It's not. It just doesn't. No, it's not like a must. I got to hear that. I just got that. I just want to sit and look. But I recognize.
I grip
the
it like the
talent.
handle of a 44.
Yeah, I understand the talent that was used to make the song. So that was incredible. 71111.
It's fine. Ellie score. You want to guess that?
She's going to be in 4 9s. Dad's going to be 8-1.
Jeez, dude, song.
Ellie is just a 5-7. Nothing from Dad over there.
Interesting.
5-7 for Ellie.
Derek didn't make it up this morning.
Sleeping in on a Monday.
It must be nice. Things are going well.
He can sleep in.
Yeah.
Some ratings from the text line here. Triple H's dad an 8. Corey and Lincoln 3. Guilt Nerd 8.1.
Corey gave it a 3.
He's tough. Ryan in California 8.2. Phil says, yeah. He says, yeah, 8 out of 10. Says,
yeah.
Bill and Bennett 9.2. Who and Clever 7.
Oh.
So Corey's a 3. Bird is 7. This is a very big difference for those guys.
Squabble in Columbus.
Yeah. They'll talk it out.
Yep.
Jake and Hickman.
Hopefully they hug it out.
7.7, Jake and Hickman. Vernon Dakin, 7.4. Mike and Dalton, 8. Sandmaster and KC, 8.3. Lyle and Omaha, 9. Gavin and Pender, 7.
Wow, Lyle gave it a 9, by the way.
Yeah. Doug and Harrison,
With
Idaho, 7.7. Stan and Bennett, 6. Isaac says 8.9.
Stan and Bennett, Bill and Bennett, wonder if they know each other.
Why would they be listening to the same show? What would Trump have given it?
Probably a 10.
Think he would have?
Well,
I think he's got to be
what Trump likes.
He's got to be a Skynyrd fan, doesn't he?
You would think
He has
so.
to be a Skynyrd fan.
Be interesting. And what's he listening to? What's on his iPod?
Trump, where are you?
Yes.
It's on your iPod.
Go ahead.
Jennifer 8, hubby 8.3. The
Wow.
household is back together.
Oh, very high. That's one of the highest
That's pretty
combination
good.
scores.
Beef tacos 6.8.
The beef
One of your
taco.
He's back.
One of your favorites.
It's one of my favorites.
Jay Norfolk 8.5.
What about wet blanket?
Wet blanket. Wet blanket said something earlier. I'm going to read real quick.
Do you have to?
No,
I'm in a good
no,
mood.
No, this to put you in a good mood. It's crazy. This is early in the show. He says it is 6:30, and I have agreed with Sip for 30 consecutive minutes. Vests are dumb. Yes. Hurley is using his titles to act like a jerk. Yes.
Yeah.
I picked Houston to win it all, but I wish I would have picked Duke. Yes. So that was like all in favor of you for a half hour.
Oh,
how about that?
Things are turning here.
Send
wet blanket.
Send him a gift.
Wet blanket. You can disagree with me. It's fine. It's fine.
He does a lot.
Yes. It's fine.
I can't forget YouTube here real quick. Nels in Montana 9.5. Chris 5.9.
9.5 from Nels. Hello.
The conservative Husker 9. Paul 9.3. Mr. Blitzkrieg 9.5.
Blitzkrieg, do you send that subtext? Let us
Please,
know.
you need to know. Come on.
Sup.
We have to know, Blitzkrieg.
Yes.
Charles says, heck yeah, toe tapping 9.2. Chris 6.5. Song of the day again, Saturday Night Special by Leonard Skynyrd from 1975.
That caught me. Saturday Special Leonard Skynyrd. Toe tapping. I didn't see it as toe tapping.
Toe tapping.
Did not see it as
Charles
a toe,
is that.
Did not see it as a toe tapper. No.
I don't either.
Charles is toe tapping.
What did he give it?
He gave it a 9.2.
Yeah, well, then that's fine.
Toe tapping there. It is time for a Monday edition of Bill's Thrills. Here we go.
Some call him the most interesting man in the world.
That is setting up the morel mushroom
Yes.
bonanza.
Oh,
yeah.
this is gonna be
need it.
bonanza?
Mushrooms grow better with thunder and lightning.
Others call him coach. But to everyone else, he's Bill.
I want to get one of those military ab stimulators for us to wear during the show. You see, I sent you today.
It's time for Bill's Thrills on Early Break.
Bill's Thrills, sponsored by our friends at Trados, grain marketing experts, also crop insurance experts. Go to gotrados.com, GOTREDAS.com to learn more. Bill, it is what is it? It's not a football facts Monday, is it?
This is kind of a sports
fan.
Sports. I listened to an interview and I thought it was the most incredible. It was like a 3-minute interview, and I've cut it down to a minute.
Sports.
And I thought it was just a remarkable interview, and I think it's worth talking about. And this is Kevin Willard. This is the head coach at Maryland. This is prior to the tournament starting.
Saw this.
This is very interesting. Go ahead and play it, Jake.
But I need to make fundamental changes to the program. That's what I'm focused on right now. That's why probably a deal hasn't got done, because I want to see I need to see fundamental changes done. I want this program to be great. I want it to be the best in the country. I want to win a national championship, but there's things that need to change. When you're at a place for 3 years and you put your heart and soul into it, you kind of sit there and say, okay, wait a second, for us to be really successful, X, Y, and Z needs to change. And first and foremost, I need to make sure that we are where we are with NIL, and rev share is not where we've been with NIL in the past 2 years. We've been one of the worst, if not lowest, in the NIL in the last 2 years. So that's first and foremost. I also have to make a fundamental change where I can do the things that I want to do with my program. You know, I wanted to spend an extra night in New York this year to celebrate Christmas with my team, and I was told that we can't do that because it's too expensive. So I don't know how we can be a top tier program and I can't spend one extra night in New York because it's too expensive.
So I thought it was one of the most fascinating interviews I've ever heard going into it. Anytime going into a tournament, Maryland had an unbelievable year.
Okay.
And he talks openly that we're way behind. But financially, we are way behind. We claim to be almost dead last. In that conversation, it's kind of one of those things that certain things we talked about with UNLV and Dan Mullen, like, do you say it out loud? And then when you say it out loud, and then when he makes those statements and the rev share part, and here's where I thought it was really interesting, because in the rev share, what most numbers you're hearing, I believe Steve would concur, are 75, 15, 10. It means 75 to football percent, 15 to men's basketball, 10% for the rest. And so when you have that conversation about rev share, that generally was in my opinion, was him talking about, we need more than 15% of the rev share. If we want to be, what are we? Are we a football school? Are we a basketball school? If Maryland, that's what it sounded like to me. But to have those comments, and then just to say that I have to make changes, because when I want to have my team stay in New York City for an extra night, that should not be even frowned upon, to be able to have that happen.
Make of that.
But there was and then also,
make of that.
Also, he mentioned in there they couldn't negotiate with the AD because the AD is going to SMU.
Okay, so I'm glad you provided that's critical context. Is he sending a message to the next AD?
I don't. That's odd. And then also the fact is that the AD hadn't came out publicly and said he was going there. He spoke to the AD, basically saying, "Well, it's hard to negotiate." And he said, "Well, I have a contract offer. I'm not looking into it because I can't negotiate it because our AD is leaving to go to SMU." And so behind the scenes, right there, I just don't know right now if I was the president / the AD at Nebraska, and Nebraska just made the tournament. And then this was the interview.
Well, I don't know. I kind of admire the fact he laid out what I need, which I admire that. It's somewhat, there's two things that I don't quite understand. They just got this whopping $10 million donation for men's basketball from an anonymous booster, widely reported. So they're in good shape money-wise now, I would think. Now, as far as him, that comment about wanting to stay in New York over Christmas, my inclination would be to tell him as a friend, just pay for it yourself. You're making $5 million. You can do it. Now, you as a coach might say, no, I don't have to pay for that.
For the most part, I don't live in that world of basketball. but for the most part, that's not something that's asked. I'm not totally like the associate AD who said no, like he's evil. I'm like, no. I'm like, I don't see the big deal. I don't think they have to pay for it.
Maryland.
Yeah,
I'm kind of like you.
I'm kind of like, I'm like, no, if you want to have an extra deal for your team, and I was told no, and so that shows you how minor league we are. I don't
know how
that came out as a big part of the story. We made it a big part of the story that we are not, we couldn't even have it like that. Well, just so you also know, with your roster and your staff, it's at 30 something. So just an extra night and 3 extra meals, about 30 grand.
It'd be 30. No, it's a lot.
It's a lot of money.
But he can afford that.
Yeah.
I imagine. I don't like to spend other people's money. It's one thing I don't do. But he, I think, would be able to write a $30,000 check fairly easily, right?
I would think so.
But
it was an odd to make.
No,
it was odd that was one of your key points.
I do, Bill. Though I like a head coach that comes out and says, "This is what I need." And by the way, we want to win the national title.
Well, they've won one there before, so you can say it.
Yeah,
he can actually say it.
I like that. I like that level of
aggressiveness. The interesting part is also that it's not well noted, but has been reported that he is being courted by Villanova.
That's the other thing.
So there was there was something he had thought this thing well through.
Oh yes,
and he also had the odds that he did not have a long because this was not a interview right after a game. This was thought through, and there was a long conversation with his agent. A long conversation with his somebody said, "Hey,
this wasn't off the cuff."
No, this wasn't off the cuff. It was they asked him a question. And then he delved into it, and he had it all laid out to say exactly what he wanted. Was it this much guarantee more? Would we get? You're gonna in the rev share. You're gonna get 25% of the rev share. Whatever. I just thought it was fascinating.
Yeah, I do too.
You don't hear it,
and I like it. I like his posture of aggressiveness. It's not mumbo jumbo. We want to win the national title. This is what it's going to take. Okay, I'm saying it. And by the way, now that he looks even better because they're in the Sweet 16.
Yeah, it looks really good. Now that if they don't hit the shot last night,
Derek Queen doesn't hit that shot anymore. He might have traveled, by the way, but you go,
he may not have been the same. May not have looked quite the same. It looks really good right now.
Look pretty good right now. Maryland, they play Florida. Play Florida now.
Very tough game, but UConn just pushed Florida, so
he can win it.
Thought it was fascinating.
Oh, it is. I watched it. Yeah, I guess I'm not going to say where I watched, but I saw it the other night. And I was like you. I was like, whoa.
And then I listened to some of the Maryland media, people that were like Maryland fan. They were not overly. They were not like I love it. They were a little bit more. Hey, this whole conversation, which I agree with him. He probably said this is my only window, but it also took away from the team. Yeah. It took away from the team going into the start of the tournament.
There was an NIL comment after the game from Derek Queen, who made the shot.
He did make a comment.
So it says Maryland's players were asked what makes Kevin Willard a coach worth listening to. Derek Queen's response was, quote, "He do pay us the money," end quote. And Willard
had more.
Willard's a shot of him going to his hand to his palm when he said that.
He does pay us the money.
He
did say that Willard also takes care of us as men and players, and he went on. He elaborated, but that was his first comment. He does pay us the money. That's college sports.
Think about that.
No, I do think about it. That's
why do you love Dean Smith? Well, he pays us the money.
He writes the checks.
So it's fascinating. It's fascinating.
Willard,
just to have that, just because you've not heard. You've heard people say different things, different stuff. We need to have. You've heard ADs come out. I mean, Oklahoma did that. Hey, we got to build our NIL up. We got to build to do that. But you never heard it from a head coach.
Not very often.
And it really, like I said, it really wasn't asking for more from the fan base or like that. He talked directly. He was talking directly to Maryland, and so
the institution
of some things.
Don't you like the fact, Jake, that he came out and said, "We're here to win a national title"?
Mm-hmm. Should. That's the goal. Maryland again.
You think that's
they won it this century. They won in 2002. It wasn't 47 years ago. It was 22 years ago. They won.
I'm not going to get started.
How many years? Is it still 53?
He's up there telling people, his fan base, that we're here to win the national title.
What do we hear at Nebraska? What's the goal here?
To win a game.
To win
a tournament.
To get there, win a game. Very different. Bill, the headline again. Did you have a headline or not?
What's that? No.
Okay, no headline.
No headline.
That's fine. That's all right. That's okay. That is Bill's Thrills here on a Monday. When we come back, we'll get back to the tournament. Also, Fred Hoiberg had his own comments about NIL to your colleague, Robin Washut. That's up next on Early Break on the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Sandhills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to smokinggunjerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Salt Mine City is not only Lincoln's newest brewery, but they're also now serving food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their peanut butter and jelly burger with bacon and cheddar cheese, or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. Don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular single-axle light American lager. Salt Mine City, now open 11 a.m. every day but Mondays at 8th and R.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I'm proud of my Nebraska roots, and I'm proud to be back home. And at Midwest Bank, they're proud to be your local community bank. They believe in family first, taking initiative, showing integrity, and rolling up their sleeves to support their local communities. They treat everyone like family, no matter where you're from. Whether you walk into a branch in York, Lincoln, Norfolk, or Pierce, you know you're going to be welcomed with a smile. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Bagels & Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in March. Try a double chocolate muffin with a leprechaun latte made with dark chocolate, peppermint, and Irish cream. For lunch, try the salmon panini with provolone, sesame oil, and tomatoes on a ciabatta roll with bagel chips. Perfect for Lent. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels & Joe.
Imagine a healthier, more active, physically fit version of yourself. If you've been putting off getting into shape, now is the time with the Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping 10-Week Challenge. Our program combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching to help you achieve your fitness goals. And ticket listeners, you can get $150 off your enrollment. The next 10-week challenge begins on April 12th. You can get all the info at fxblincoln.com. Don't wait any longer. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
You know what's better than waking up early to go to the airport? Sleeping in. Lucky for you, the lines at the Lincoln Airport are so short and our service is so fast. You won't need to sacrifice precious beauty sleep to get here hours before your flight. So, go ahead, sleep in. You deserve it, and choose the airport that helps you relax. LNK, make flying easy.
Do you need a urologist? At Urology Partners of Nebraska, we understand the urgency of your health. That's why we offer appointments within 48 hours. Although we're new to the community, our team brings years of experience and expertise to provide you with the best care possible. From vasectomies to kidney stones, we've got you covered for all your urology health concerns. Call 402-413-2800 today and experience the difference at Urology Partners of Nebraska. Wrestling fans, it's time to elevate your game, just like Stevens & Smith Construction does for your concrete needs. As your full-service concrete contractor, we deliver solid results every time. From singles to doubles, fighting for inside position to scrambling reversals, we know how to pin down quality and slam expectations. Stevens & Smith Construction, a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket, where Husker wrestlers bring you all the action. Don't stall. Stevens & Smith Construction is here to help you build a concrete foundation for the win. Check us out at www.stevensandsmith.com because stalling is a penalty and winning is the only option.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Wake up, Lincoln.
I overslept. Damn rooster didn't crow.
It's time for Early Break, sponsored by Midwest Bank. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
I'm wrong, but I'm not.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
If I were a feral cat.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
You get one team. Mine's the Houston Oilers. I'm not the Texans, and I'm not the Titans, so I'm out.
This is Early Break.
Welcome back to Hour 2 on a Monday. Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Bill Busch on Early Break. Hour 2, as always, sponsored by our friends at Midwest Bank. Member FDIC. Location in South Lincoln at 27th and Jamie Lane. Also at 70th and Pioneers. And what does Shin Daddy have going on today on a Monday, Bill and Creighton?
Let's get Newspaper Monday. I think Steve might recall this. Newspaper Monday. Library Learning. He's going to have 6 papers set up on the old wooden sticks. Remember the wooden sticks?
Yes.
Oh, Jake, they were better times. You go into the library, go into other, or maybe like a coffee shop, whatever, and these long wooden sticks. Have you seen them, Jake?
I think I
put
yes.
the newspapers would go on those. That way you could whip through them.
Okay. Yeah.
And then you hung them back up.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen that before.
They hung up. And it was incredible times. I used to whip through the library at Wesleyan, go in there, and all the papers.
What
Journal
year
Star,
was this?
This has been in the whatever
80s,
mid 80s, like that, about 86, 87, 80, during that time.
No, 100.
I'd whip in there,
100.
and they had every paper. You usually have like the New York Times would be in there, and it's different.
So people don't steal it.
They don't take the paper.
They don't take a section
They
out
don't
of
take
it.
a section out of it.
You still could.
if you want, but you sat there and you just opened it, just read it, and then when you left, you hung them back up again.
Mm-hmm.
So for the next several weeks, he's going to have a little lounge set up. And all the paper, the Norfolk paper, the Sioux City Journal.
What about some
Omaha,
other
Lincoln.
states?
What's that? They're getting Sioux Falls paper. Yeah, Sioux Falls will be there.
Why not get the Trib?
The Trib, like that.
Chicago Tribune.
It'd be nice.
Wall Street Journal.
Yeah.
Be nice. Anyways, got it all set up.
We can make suggestions to Shindy.
Yes.
And Tamara.
And it was so comfortable to get when you got them. Just kind of you could thumb through them like that. Look, just kind of sit there.
You would go in the library to do that?
Yeah, we'd then take them back because the library. You walked right to my dorm room. I walked right by the library, so I'd whip in there and I'd look at the Journal Star and check some stuff out.
Wow.
Yeah, and then the best part was how you hung them back up.
Yeah,
you had there's this boom, and it was in the same spot. Everyone knew where they were. I'm telling you, there's nothing like a wooden whatever
pole.
It's
like a pole.
It's like a pole with slots in it.
Slots.
Slid the paper on that, and away you went. And someone had that job every day.
Yeah.
At wherever they were at every
Probably
day.
the library.
The new papers old papers taken off, new papers.
Would it be
put on.
easy to tear that paper then or not?
No, not really. No, it was great.
Okay.
No, I will say this, though. You could take a section out of there fairly easily. Not that I would advocate doing so, but you could.
You could if you wanted to.
Wow. Shinji's going to do that, and he's going to keep them in there for a period of time.
For 2 weeks. Just a nice little setup. I'm going to come in and read the paper.
2 weeks.
Yes.
Then he's removing the lounge.
The lounge will be removed in 2 weeks.
I'm all for this because it's not disruptive at all.
No.
This is almost
relaxing.
Causes quiet, if nothing else.
Josh chimes in and says, I read the Journal Star every morning on the wooden sticks in the Sterling High School from 93 to 97.
Good job.
Yeah, they
Bringing back memories.
They were in
here.
high schools. They were in the library in high schools. Everyone had maybe it's only 2 or 3 papers, but that was a big deal.
I mean, I think it's mainly designed so people just don't take it out.
It is, yeah. And if not, they're just, and also they stay in order.
They
stay
do.
in order. If not, if otherwise people take this. Give me the sports section. Give me this section that's laying around like that. No, it's all in one deal.
Occasionally, you'd even go to those sticks. And I don't know about you, but I would go to the sticks, and you'd find people that really wanted an article. They'd still rip it out of the paper.
They could do that. Yeah. Anything else, Jay?
Zach says I did the exact same thing at Wesleyan in the mid 90s.
Wow.
So he followed your lead there. Bill.
Walking by your door.
It'd be on the south side, first floor. You walk in, take a right. That's where the papers were at. In the library. South side.
I got to get on.
Better times.
Better times.
Better times, Steve.
Thanks to Midwest
Better
Bank.
times now. Wow, that's
for
hard to
sponsoring
imagine.
hour 2. We played some audio last segment from Kevin Willard, the head coach at Maryland, about NIL issues. And Fred Hoiberg talked to your colleague, Husker Online's Robin Washut of On 3.
Had
this
some
weekend.
illuminating comments, Fred did.
Yes, and NIL was no surprise a conversation in this article. It was kind of a wrap up for the season, looking ahead, even though they have the Crown still to play. They're not done yet. They're not done. The Crown is still to play. The portal opens today, though, by the way. The portal is open as of today in college basketball as the tournament is reaching the Sweet 16.
Just add real quick on that. That makes
So
zero
stupid.
sense.
So
We all know
stupid.
that it was so crazy for football. Again, it doesn't make sense. But the sense of it was they had to do it because of the semesters. Remember that? And I said, forget the semester stuff.
Yeah, no.
They had to do it.
No
There's no
semester.
semesters now. They don't have to. They start practice at their next school in October.
Calipari said real quick, Jake, real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Calipari said at the podium, he goes, yeah, it's great. The podium, the portal opens Monday. So I'm going to be having conversations with my players this week when we're getting ready for the Sweet 16. He's kind of sort of humorous about it. He said, oh, yeah, are you going to come? Are you going to stay next year? You going to go somewhere else? You going to the NBA? What are you going to do? Yeah, we're going to have those conversations this week. You just go with it.
Really ideal. Wonderful timing.
Just go with. Okay, now what are you getting at?
Well, there are several. So one of the things was he was asked about a GM. Would Nebraska basketball consider adding a GM?
Fred?
And Fred says, well, we've talked about different things and adding positions to their staff. We've got 1890, which has been very helpful in a similar role with that. Being a former GM, I've worked negotiations and that type of thing. So I think that experience in that role, which I never thought would help me as a college coach, but it has. Talking to agents that we worked with in the NBA, there's a lot of the same agents that you're dealing with now that we dealt with in the contract negotiations in the NBA. Believe me, I get it. It's as big a part of our job as anything. Again, personal relationships have helped and will continue to help with some of the kids that we were talking to.
So Fred, it doesn't sound like Fred wants to hire a
Does
GM
not sound like that.
because Fred was a GM.
Yes, he's been there.
Now he might add to the staff in some form to help. He's now. I'm glad you raised this because you just said the portal opens today.
It does.
He's got to coach his team and get it ready for a game.
The crown jewel.
He has to get next year's roster in line, and he has huge decisions to make, and he has to get some great players. You're watching now the tournament, and it is. You see some teams that are, I mean, they're loaded up. That's what you're dealing with. Fred's got to go get guys.
This is the first time within, I think, since the 70s, there's no mid-major team in the Sweet 16.
The teams are good. I said earlier, there's no team that blew me away, but in totality, I'm amazed by how good the teams are in totality. And there's no one team that freaks me out, but you just watch a team like Bryant. Oh, God. Look at Bryant. Look at their
State.
length. Look at their length. They start all guys 6'5".
You look around on all these teams. You're watching Colorado State going, whew, there's some dudes on this team. They're
That's
a
what
12
I mean.
seed.
So Fred's got some. Think about it, Jake. He's got to get his team ready. He's got to go to Vegas at some point.
That's right.
And probably
Next Monday they play a game.
Stay on Zoom calls this week, even out in Vegas. And he even mentioned to Robin a possibility of some assistants going out there, then having to come back. If a guy's on campus. It's a lot. That's Bill. Come on, that's a lot.
Will they stay at the Crown Plaza?
I don't know.
Possibly.
I don't know. Okay, what else did Fred say that got you?
Well, Husker Online sources have projected Nebraska between $2 to $2.5 million of NIL this season. And,
Okay.
And Fred says in terms of getting more money for NIL, he says, believe me, we're working it. He says resources are obviously very important in today's game when you're talking the portal and NIL. That's the other thing you try to work at this point is to build up a pool of money where you can put together a competitive roster. There are things you never had to worry about 5 years ago, but before NIL kicked in. It's different now with revenue sharing. A lot of time goes into that to try to do everything you can to build up a pot where you can go out there and be competitive. There's going to be outliers. There's going to be teams that have money that you just can't compete with.
Right.
You realize that and you understand it, but hopefully you are competitive. It's hard to know exactly what the numbers are for all the teams that we're going to be competing against. Stop there for a second.
Well, it just balanced it with what you just heard from Willard. Willard says we want to go win a national title. Fred says what?
There's teams
we just hope to
can't
be
win.
competitive.
Right.
Now there is a reality to the discussion, and what Robin wrote. This is what people always wonder: where is Nebraska in the Big Ten? What Robin wrote is based on what sources at other programs have said, Nebraska ended up near the bottom third of the conference with its NIL share of 2 to 2.5 million. So now it does put Fred at a disadvantage, obviously. Now this is all people, it gets confusing to some people. The rev share money goes into effect this summer. Okay. And Robin says, as of today, the Huskers would be around 5 million to 6 million total after NIL and its projected new rev share allocation of roughly 3.5 million. So the math is 3.5 million from the rev share, 2.5 million or 2 million from NIL, and there you have it. You
So
have
for the fan base to be like, okay, we just caught up. No, you didn't. Everyone else caught up.
Everyone's the same.
Everyone got the same thing. Purdue got
Didn't
that.
catch up.
Yeah, they didn't catch up. Illinois
Nothing
got that.
changed.
Nothing changed. They have a higher number so the people on the roster will get more money.
Correct.
But you did not get ahead of anyone.
No, so Fred's got to kind of raise money, right?
Yeah. When you mentioned that Maryland got a $10 million private donation.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. But that's 1 year.
Right.
That's 1 year. Go get a team next year.
Mm-hmm.
Because 10 million would be with whatever you have left. That'd be a great amount with probably 2.5 from whatever money that they have. So okay, you maybe last a year or two, but that 10 million doesn't do anything for you as far as like more than just 1 year.
No, not more than 1 year, but
someone's got to give you like 200 million to really they really need to give you. So that way it's like, hey, we got
for 20 million.
Yeah.
If you can't win with 200 million, that's your own damn problem.
Yeah,
Well,
nobody's getting that.
No, I know.
Yeah, nobody's getting that. I don't think you enjoy this conversation.
I don't. Well, again, you point this out. It's the fact that he says there are teams that have money that you just can't compete with. You realize that, and you understand it. What are we doing here?
I don't know if I
what
agree with him on
accept here?
that. I don't know if you just give in to it.
That's what it sounds like to me, though.
I don't believe he's giving into it, but I hope not. I like the posture of the Maryland coach. We're going to win it. I'm doing what it takes to win a national championship.
We're gonna have it, and then we're gonna have exquisite meals on the road in New York City. Two things, and overnight.
That was very revealing.
Very odd. Very odd.
Very revealing. So yeah, I don't know what to say about it. I just know this. His job is very difficult this week, Fred's. This week, he has he's going to be working round the clock. He probably already has been. And part of his job, and I know this, is to raise money. He's got to have lunches and go play golf and, do what it takes to raise that money. That's a lot. That'd be a lot of my day. Then, by the way, we got to get ready for this tournament. And I got guys. I have guys on the team that have needs, I have a team. I really don't have a team for next year, though. Remember the Calipari quote? Or the Calipari quote from preseason when they introduced him as the coach at Arkansas? He said, I just met with the team. Thing is, there is no team.
I will say this. I'm so glad that he's still going.
He's funnier now.
He's really funny. He has some stuff. He'll say, I love when he turns around and one of his assistants, he'll just yell like, "What are we doing?" And the guy's just sitting there like, I don't know how to respond to this. I have no idea. And also, he's not really expecting a response to it. But
no, he's rhetorical question.
Rhetorical, very rhetorical there. But it just, to see that stuff it's just.
I just met with the team. Thing is, there is no team. So that's kind of what Fred's up against. He's got a team coming back. There's season coming back and Sam and there's a few other guys. Burke's coming back. There's a couple other guys of note, but generally he's got to go. He's got to revamp it again.
Yeah, you lost your two best players. Yeah, that's a lot. And others, they're good players. And they lost the first team all Big Ten. Nebraska's had what since they joined the Big Ten, 2 or 3 of them?
Yes.
First team all Big Ten, 2 or 3?
Yep. That's it.
And so to say, well, we've got to get another one. That's going to be hard. Is it possible?
Like once every 6 years.
It's possible. Hard. It really is. It is possible. But hard. But really, really hard to replace that amount. And you say, hey, we have to go out and hit on. You got to go out. We got to nail this thing.
You got to hit on somebody,
and they got to hit on somebody like that, and then they're not going to hit on the ones that everybody else is hitting on.
Because who do you have coming back that you can say, oh, that's 18 points a game? Who?
But they got to hope that Rick Mass, number one, comes back and plays this year. That would not be 18 a game, but talking 12 maybe, 12 to 13, which is important.
I don't know if he can get 18 yet.
I don't think he's getting 18 a game.
No.
Who's coming back? You'd say. He could be first team Big Ten.
Season's not that. Season can get hot, but he's not reliable for 18 a game.
No,
and nobody else is. Nobody that can get on this. Anybody coming back and get to that. Rink Mass cannot be that type of guy. And
if Rink Mass is your best player, you're probably in trouble. Isn't that fair?
It'd be fair.
It's an important portal season for Fred.
Right.
Yeah. When you break it down, it's real simple. Just crunch the numbers. Finish 16th. And you had first team all Big Ten and Juwan Gary, a really good player.
And then just watch what you're up against in this tournament that's on your TV. Watch it. I mean, it's a lot of talent out there.
Yes.
Yeah, it's remarkable to watch.
Before we get to break, 3 words you don't want to hear in IT are what, Bill?
I've been hacked. Bad news.
Shiver down the spine. Sip. Feel that?
All of a sudden, your bracket's jacked up.
Yeah.
You got hacked.
I got hacked.
Imagine that one.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Especially if you're doing really well.
Yeah, especially doing really well. Yeah.
You're looking at a sizable chunk of money and you got hacked.
It's a bad feeling.
It's not good.
Then you can avoid getting hacked with our friends Applied Connective Technologies in all 93 counties of the state. 99% retention rate. It's the one-stop shop for IT. Stop shopping around. It's your one-stop place. Just go nowhere else.
Stop shopping around.
Managing IT, cybersecurity, and more. Everything you've done is at appliedconnective.com. Free consultation today.
They have vests also.
I've
seen them. They have Applied Connect vests.
They know what they're doing there.
Black vest.
Yes, black vest.
Very intimidating.
Yes.
Once again, appliedconnective.com. Free consultation. When we come back, another very odd NIL story. It's not just athletes anymore. It's going beyond athletes at his current school. We'll tell you what that is next. An early break on the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Midwest Bank on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines, unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Fairway has fresh cut meats, seafood, cheese, wine, and spirits, and a friendly staff that's always ready to help you find what you need. Stop by Fairway Meat Market today to plan your weekly meals in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197. Spring is the time of new beginnings and trying new things. If you haven't tried Führer's cheese spread yet, the time is now. For parties for St. Patrick's Day and Easter or celebrating the NCAA tournament with friends, there's no better dip to bring everyone together and celebrate something from Nebraska. Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Führer's cheese spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to smokinggunjerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Love is in the air, and so are big savings. It's the Big I Do event at Sartor Heyman Jewelers, South Point Pavilions, April 4th through the 6th. For 3 days only, enjoy 20% off all engagement rings and wedding bands, plus exclusive bridal collections from our top designers. Whether you're saying yes or I do, shop now for the year's best prices and selection. April 4th through 6th, Sartor Heyman Jewelers, South Point Pavilions.
Hey farmers, if you don't already, you need to get to know the guys at Boyk Farm Outfitters. If you're ready to turn your sprayer into a money-saving smart machine, they can hook you up. If you just want to get your chemicals from some good guys that care about your operations goals, they want to chat. They work with progressive growers all over eastern Nebraska to assist with equipment upgrades and input options. Boyk Farm Outfitters is equipping the modern farmer. Check them out at Boyk, B-O-E-C-K, farmoutfitters.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and March Madness is here, and Koppel is ready to rock and roll. We just closed the books on a tremendous February, and we're locked and loaded for a big March. True 0% APR is happening right now at Koppel on select new models. Plus, Koppel has over 10,500 off list on other select new models. Our pre-owned truck lot is full of late model low gyms as well. So make that short drive down 144th Street or check us out online at koppelcars.com. All deals with a roof credit, 0% is stand alone.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see decreasing clouds throughout the day with a light breeze. We'll see an afternoon high around 66. Tonight, partly cloudy skies and light winds, the low around 40. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies and it will be breezy, an afternoon high around 70. I'm meteorologist Kyle Butler for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're on the air. Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
To more of Early Break
Jake, you're a freaking nutcase.
on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you guys were looking for a great place in between Lincoln and Omaha to dine,
halfway spot,
probably would choose what, Ruhlman Steakhouse, likely.
Phil,
great cuts of steak. They have all sorts of fish options also for Lent, as you said, Bill. Wonderful desserts also. You know, was it a cookie skillet
it's
you
a
had?
Cookie skillet with little peanut butter, like little Reese's cups wedged into it with ice cream.
Sold.
And they also have an entire shop right next to it.
Meat market,
and also Ruhlman's bourbon.
I've had it. It's
bourbon.
good.
Yes, they have everything right next door.
Is Phil listening?
Yeah.
Phil, are you with us?
Is
this
John
morning?
Benton listening? He has his face on seasoning.
On the seasoning.
Phil, I'll be there Friday or Saturday this week.
Don't believe that, because you told us that
You gotta
last
prove it
week.
to us first.
You told us last week.
We
you
ended up
did
at
it.
Laszlo's.
Yeah.
This week,
Yeah,
Ruhlman's.
You told me you were going this last week and you didn't go.
Ruhlman's.
The same story. We'll be there Friday or Saturday. You said.
I'll be there.
I'm gonna say right
Phil,
now, the chance of
you
you
did
being
tell us that
the
last
chance
week.
of you being there is 4%.
No, it's 40.
Yeah. No. Okay.
I can get it to 60.
No chance.
Ah,
No chance.
come on.
Might sit you right by the piano if you're lucky.
Yeah.
All right, Ruhlman's.
Ruhlman's Steakhouse. Check
Remember,
it out
they have
today,
a ladder
Ashley.
in the bar.
They do.
They have a ladder in the
It's a
bar.
New York City type bar.
Yeah.
One
Awesome.
thing before we get to this national story, that what we're talking about with Nebraska basketball, we didn't do a good job of the returners. Basically, that you're talking about are Esiason, Hoiberg, Burke. We didn't mention Gavin Griffiths or Cale Jacobson.
Do you expect Gavin to be back next year?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I'd frankly be stunned if he's back on this roster.
I don't know what the commitment to him was.
He didn't play. He came from
Yeah.
Rutgers, the place where he played
Yeah.
at, and
I
came
know.
here
Yeah.
and didn't
I
play for a team that missed
realize
the
the
Big Ten
situation.
tournament.
I don't know. That's a good. I wonder
Yeah.
the same thing, Jake. But that's what you're
Yeah.
looking at as returners
Yeah.
of consequence. Esiason, Sam, Burke, Bayern,
Burke Buchtengel?
yes,
Buchtengel.
Gavin Griffiths, and Cale Jacobson. So you got to go
Yeah.
get it. You got to go get it.
Get busy.
Yeah,
There'll
get
be a
busy.
few of those not back, and so you're looking at trying
Not a
to.
few.
You're going to try to whip in about 8 guys.
I think well,
They had a
Eight.
player redshirt, Janowski from Wisconsin, freshman. He's a high school player.
had a couple
He was.
guys redshirt that they're also I didn't mention. Those are the guys returning that played. But no, you got to go get. You got to go get players, plural, of
Yeah.
great significance. Starters, scorers. Oh, Fred's got it.
Fun times. And we've had a lot of talk about NIL today, and this is an NIL story that does not actually regard a player. This is the manager for McNeese. His name is Amir Khan. Goes by Amir Khan. He has NIL deals with Under Armour, Buffalo Wild Wings, Tick Pick, and TurboTax, among others.
TurboTax is the one I like the best.
How do you do this?
Apparently, he's been so popular with the team that he's become such a big factor with the team that they raised up his level of popularity with the team. Said he was the reason why this team has gone so
He
far.
leads the team out.
He leads them out
the team
with the
out
boombox.
The boombox around his neck.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. It's beyond awesome. It became such a story. Now, that's the original. So now who is sitting around going like, okay, I'm going to get me some. I'm going to get some NIL.
point.
So now who's going to come up with
He's
some?
the original, though.
Yeah, he's the guy.
Yeah.
So who's going to what's going to come up next? So you're going to see stuff
you're
like
right.
this. You're going to see stuff that's going to be going on like what's going on.
But you know how nice that is to say, I was the original. I
Yeah.
was the one who started this.
Yeah, he is.
That's why he's making money.
Yeah. But there's going to be people now going like, hold it, I can do this too.
What would they do it in various forms, though? Will they?
I don't know.
I don't know if he could.
I don't see all of a sudden someone, at Duke leading the team out. I don't see that.
With the boombox.
With the boombox.
Probably not going to fly.
All right, Kentucky, let's go.
No.
Don't see it.
You can do that at McNeese State.
Yes.
I don't know if you can do
And they
there's
said
many
they-
other places, to be honest.
No, I don't, there's about 4 places. That's one of them.
So here's what happened.
High Point.
February 22nd, Amir Khan was seen rapping to a song called "In and Out" by Ludfo. You got that right?
Yeah, you got
Word
it.
for word, while leading the Cowboys out of McNeese for the game from their locker room with the boombox, as he does before the games. This became a viral video. Since then, he's become one of the most popular members of McNeese's program and of the NCAA tournament. And he's so he has all these different sponsor deals to be part of his aura.
Yeah.
Wow. OG.
And he's going to NC State. That's the word also.
Yes, he's going to follow Will Wade.
He's going with Will Wade to NC State. So NC State, they imagine right away, yeah, we're not doing that here. We're not letting. What do we
say
do?
that to Will?
I don't know. What's the AD going to say?
I don't know.
It's Boot Corrigan, I believe. He's going to say, okay, what's going on here
That's
now?
ACC now.
Yeah, it's ACC is North Carolina
NC
State.
Apparently, the
I don't know if you can do this.
Nah.
We got to figure out
There's
something, but
something
it's
here.
not going to be leading him onto the floor.
Yeah.
the cheerleaders were wearing Amir Khan socks during the game.
Yes.
They had socks with his face on them at the basketball game. He has become an urban legend at McNeese and the tournament in general.
Also, it's a very McNeese thing. So if you did it at NC State, I think it'd be a flop.
Yeah.
No, it was cool at McNeese. You did something incredible. It was new. It was all that stuff like that. To take it to someplace else, I don't see it. I don't see it happening. I don't see
I
it
agree
happening.
with you.
Topps said they announced an NIL deal for him to have his own trading card. He has a trading card with Topps.
It's imagine
He's original. He's an original. The key is what Bill said. He's an original.
What if all of a sudden, like they're in the hotel for the tournament and stuff, and he can't go in the lobby because he gets mauled. He gets mobbed. Imagine that. Who is it? Well, it's the manager. He has a boombox. He leads them out.
Pretty
Calls
popular.
himself Aura.
He goes by Aura.
And
His nickname.
Aura.
Yeah, it's an incredible story. He goes on and on. And
It's sort of pretentious
yeah.
to call yourself Aura.
Did he name himself?
I don't know.
That's always the.
But he keeps it.
He keeps it.
He gets Insomnia cookies. Also, he gets a lot of free cookies from Insomnia cookies.
that right?
So this guy is living the high life right
He
now.
is.
And he's probably going to go to, like you said, to NC State with Will Wade and join him there. This is just bizarre. And this is a manager with true NIL, first of his kind.
I wonder. Yeah, I don't know if.
What if he'd wear a vest? Would he wear a
could get him
vest?
Yeah.
He'd wear a vest.
He should wear a vest.
Purdue did take care of McNeese in the second round.
There
Easily.
was an answer for where the nickname Aura comes from. This is from USA Today, by
Please.
the way. It
Yeah.
says, as for where the nickname Aura comes from, it has to do with the drip and bling that Khan wears on the sidelines. In other words, Aura is today's version of the word swag. This is USA Today writing this.
Swag.
Okay, that's it. I didn't
What does
know
he
any
do
of it.
during the game? After he leads them out, is he on the bench? Is he sitting there? I didn't.
This might be repulsive to you. This is from Amir Khan. He says, quote, if they kept manager stats for rebounding and wiping up wet spots on the court, I'd put up Wilt Chamberlain numbers. Amir Khan says.
That's not repulsive. Aura. That's a thing now.
Apparently,
You
so.
got
This will
aura.
be a
You got
cla-
aura.
Just imagine this 20 years from now, and they do some okay. What's he doing now? What's going on?
Where's
20,
Aura?
20 years later,
It'll be about anything.
What's going on? Let's see what's going on here.
They will. They'll relive it.
Yeah, is he the head coach at NC State at this
No.
time? You don't know this.
The Knicks, head coach of the Knicks. He goes by Aura.
Aura Khan. So thank you. That's just a weird,
job, Jake.
bizarre story.
It's a
out of
great story.
College basketball. McNeese, by the way, bowed out. They lost to Purdue in the second round. Purdue's on the Sweet 16.
I saw none of that game.
Purdue
It was,
beat them
it was never
handily.
a game. Never a
Yeah,
game.
they did. I noticed the score, so I never went to it.
I think I'm going to say 76 to
Yeah.
62.
I think that's right, Sid,
Yeah,
on the dot.
Nailing stuff.
Yeah.
76 to 62.
Never a game.
The score was never close. I never
Check
flipped
it,
over
Jake.
to it.
The score
Never
was
checked.
76 to 62.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Purdue.
Good job.
Purdue, a 4 seed, beat the 12, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Before I get to the game show, I don't know if you guys watched any of BYU Wisconsin.
I did
on
watch
Saturday
Oh
night.
yeah, that was
Did watch
So
it.
there's a situation with about 2 minutes to go.
Saw
BYU's
it?
up by 10, and Wisconsin is double teaming Baker, the point guard, and he's trying to split through the double team. Okay. And he inadvertently takes a direct shot to the groin area of Klesman.
Max Klesman. Saw that.
Which, if in real time you watch, it did not look like it was intentional. Or
I still don't think it's intentional.
I don't either.
You don't?
No. They replay it, flagrant 2. He's ejected from the game. 2 free throws for Wisconsin. They make both. They get the possession. So all of a sudden, it's a 10-point game becomes 8 points. I think it got down to 6.
I think they scored. See how the game just flipped. It's like their ball, and then all of a sudden we went from 10 points at the ball to now all of a sudden they're down. And not down,
went to the wire.
The 6 went to the wire.
Tanji had a chance.
Yes, they had a chance to tie.
Was it a chance to tie?
Chance to tie.
Tanji, it was all Tanji, brought the ball up, went to his right. I think he probably wanted to turn a corner, no corner.
Yep, he had to go up with it.
Lost the ball a little bit, I think, and then every one of the foul, it was no foul.
No foul.
And he had 37 points. He was awesome.
Tanji had 37.
He was so good. And Blackwell was great, too, for Wisconsin.
Yeah, the game was a great game to watch.
Boy, I'm going to say BYU is that team like we just didn't know. The Stool, we just didn't know. BYU's good.
Yeah.
Stool didn't know it.
Their head coach, first-year head coach in
Kevin
college,
Young.
he came from the NBA, just an assistant coach for years.
They're called a futuristic team. They're building it like an NBA team. They're saying it's a futuristic.
Well, currently, right now, the number one player in the country is committed to BYU.
Yes.
Yep, that's right.
I think the number is 7 million is what he's getting. It's a futuristic model. And Bill, I think you would agree with this. BYU can do it because BYU is moneyed.
Very well moneyed.
Yes.
The LDS,
I'll look that up during the break. I threw out a number that I'm not positive about. I've read it. I've read a lot. I think it's 7 million what this kid's getting. Hello.
In the crowd, like the BYU travels.
Oh, there's a good
their
crowd.
Is incredible.
And they are good.
Incredible.
I thought they would handle Wisconsin more easily than that.
I didn't know about that so much, but it didn't shock me they were up 10. It doesn't shock me.
Not at all.
I still have a hard time.
I thought they were better.
I still have a hard time with that being a flagrant 2.
I couldn't believe it.
No.
They had to replay for 5 minutes to get it right. I'm like, really?
Really?
We're doing this for a flagrant 2?
Yeah.
It was obviously inadvertent.
You think? See, I couldn't tell. I'm not as strong. I'm not strong either side on that. I couldn't tell.
You think he was trying to go for his groin?
He
was trying to split the double team.
I couldn't tell.
So that should tell you enough that he didn't then.
If you can't tell, then just go
if you can't tell, it's a no. A flagrant 2 is a lot.
Yeah. All right. Oh. Now, I will say this. I didn't know that BYU was regarded as a dirty football program until BYU was, playing Nebraska. That was a big thing leading up to that game is all these people say, hey, we just watch BYU. They're really – I had no idea. I had no idea. And then they were. They took out the tight end. Remember, Jake? They took out the tight end on the sideline route.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, they took a bad dirty hit, hit him in his knees. Dirty. It was dirty. And people were like, see. Then I was thinking, oh, maybe it's carried over to basketball.
I don't know. I've coached against them about 10 times and just thought they were good. Never once we have
Do
a
you think they're
conversation.
dirty?
Never had a conversation. We're up against. They're dirty.
I remember that being the conversation.
Coached against at Utah and Utah State, and then
come on,
that never
You're
came
just
up.
Being diplomatic.
Coached at him at Wisconsin. We played BYU.
I appreciate your diplomacy. I don't believe you.
It is time
before the game. Hey, any dirty plays, take them. I have a hard time with that.
It is time to play the game. So give us a call right now at 464-568-5. Your chance to win a business box of bagels to Bagels and Joe. It's been a lot of basketball talk today, rightfully so, the tournament. But today, college football head coach is our topic.
Oh, good.
Yeah, can't forget about football.
It's 8 o'clock already.
We're going to talk about it. Is Nebraska playing football?
Yeah, spring football.
It starts like soon, right?
Today.
Nice. There we go.
Today it starts.
All right.
Yes. And today we're doing, if you think you know college football head coaches, call us right now. 464-5685. Shut Up Simple starts right now.
We've all been there. You're listening to the radio, and then that rage starts to grow inside of you. It starts to consume you. It gets to a point where you just want to yell, "Shut up, Sipple!" No, sorry. I'm sorry. Well, here's your chance. It's time to shut up, Sipple. Call now to play. 464-5685. Shut up, Sipple. brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
All right, 464-5685. Call the takedown. Sip and Bill in trivia last week, 2-3. So losing week, trying to get back on track this week. You guys should feel okay about football head coaches,
I don't.
right?
Strangely, Bill doesn't feel confident.
Oh, I don't, because they're going to be very obscure. Jake's going to.
Yeah, I don't feel that good.
It won't be
either.
Texas A&M.
You're not going to get Power 5 today.
Exactly. That's what I mean. So, are you giving us the coach and we name the school?
Yes. That's easier, right?
Yes.
That's a lot easier.
It usually helps a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, Jared, how do you feel about college football head coaches today?
It's a shot in the dark. We'll see.
All right.
Go.
Well,
Jared?
Bill is a
Jared,
lot.
thank you.
Bill, I would think we would be better at this than we're giving ourselves credit for. Let's see.
All right, Jared, first question to you. What school is Thomas Hammock the head coach of?
Oh, I have no clue.
We got this one.
You got it? I got it.
Thomas Hammock.
Thomas Hammock is his name, yes.
Let's go NC State.
NC State.
Good guess.
The old running backs coach.
From Wisconsin.
Yes, from Wisconsin. Now is the head coach of a team that upset Notre Dame this year, Northern Illinois.
Correct.
Brilliant.
All right, Bill is still
I
in play.
coached with him at Wisconsin.
You know Thomas.
Yes, I do.
All right, 1-0.
What zip? Zip on top. Okay, Zip, first question. What school is Spencer Danielson the head coach of?
No idea.
Boise State.
Brilliant.
Good job. There we go.
Playoff team, Zip. Playoff team.
Well,
Playoff.
now so Jake
We're the
rubbing
playoff.
it in
Yeah,
a
yeah.
little bit.
Boise
We're playoff.
State.
Spencer wears
Spencer
vest.
Danielson?
He wears a vest.
Oh, he does.
Quite often wears a vest.
Spencer Danielson is a very religious coach. I know that.
Okay.
Yes.
2-0 lead for Sip to stay alive. Last question for you, Jared. What school is Ken Numatololo the head coach of?
Hawaii.
No. Where's he at, Bill?
San Jose State.
He is at San Jose State, the old
Not a
Navy
layup for
head
me.
coach.
Would have missed it. I would have said Navy.
Nice try, Jared. Call him down the road.
Yeah.
Tough.
You would have
game
said
today.
Navy.
I would have.
Hey, but he got that wrong.
Right.
San Jose State's correct. And since you've won the game, what school is Sonny Cumbie the head coach of?
Sonny he's the head coach at Louisiana Tech.
Correct. Look at that. 4 for 4 today on
Yes.
Hey, by the way, I was right. According to AI, guys, BYU. Oh, God, there's Trump on
BYU's
my
dirty.
BYU.
Why are we looking at Trump pictures?
BYU. He just popped on my
Doing?
screen. I don't know why.
At the wrestling match?
No. Here's what I was talking about with BYU. BYU secured the commitment of top-ranked basketball recruit AJ DiMonsanta, we'll call his name DeBonsa, with the reported $7 million NIL deal. There you go.
Tiebreaker for Bill.
I just wanted to get that in.
Thank you. Bill, Sonny Cumbie has coached 37 games at Louisiana Tech. How many games has he won of 37?
I'm just going to give you a hint. Not nearly enough.
15.
Not a bad
I
number.
kind of want to say 16.
37?
37.
I'm going to say he got 20.
He's got 11. He's 11 and 26.
How's he hanging in there?
11 and 26 for Sonny Cumbie.
And they were the team who was it? Who bailed on a bowl game this year? And they got the phone call. And he had to call the team back.
Oh, that's right.
So they all came back, and then they just got boat raced. They brought them all back, and then they went to the bowl game and just got crushed.
Cumbie's 11 and 26.
Yeah.
Huh. How's that? How does he still have a job?
Who was it? Who bailed? Who was the team that
I
bailed?
can't
I can't remember either.
I know the story you're talking about, but I can't
And then
remember.
they brought them back.
Yeah, Sonny Cumbie, his records through 3 years at La Tech, 3-9, 3-9, 5-8. And his Bills, they played in the bowl. They were 5-7 going to the bowl game. They lost them at 5-8. 11 and 26, 8 and 16 in conference play, still the head coach at La Tech. So nice.
The
win.
Raging Cajuns.
Yes.
Came to Lincoln.
Preston, that's where Coach O just gave me a look like you've never seen before at that.
They're not the Raging
When
Cajuns.
we were at
They're not?
No,
that'd be
absolutely not.
Lafayette.
Yeah, that'd be
What are they
Louisiana.
then?
They're the Bulldogs.
Bulldogs.
The Bulldog Cajuns.
We went to a camp there. We worked. It was on would have been on, I think it was Mother's Day, I think. So me, Dennis Johnson, D-line coach, I think, and also the offensive coordinator, was with us also on that trip. But anyway, we stopped. We had a little bit of time, so we stopped to get let's get breakfast. So we stopped at the Waffle House, and I ordered pancakes. and Ed just looked at me. He goes, "We're at a Waffle House."
And you can't do that.
You can't do that.
Do they even have them?
I don't believe they even have them. They looked at me as
does the Waffle House have pancakes? I don't know. I've only eaten there once.
I don't know. But the look from Ed Ogeron, Steve Ensminger thought it was funny. Dennis Johnson thought it was funny. Ed, not so much. Bill, we're at a Waffle House. That's all he said.
When we come back, some breaking news in college basketball. A hire has been made across the border in Iowa. That's next on Early Break on the Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Midwest Bank. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to smokinggunjerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread's Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread's Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
Psst. You know what's better than waking up early to go to the airport? Sleeping in. Lucky for you, the lines at the Lincoln Airport are so short and our service is so fast. You won't need to sacrifice precious beauty sleep to get here hours before your flight. So, go ahead, sleep in. You deserve it, and choose the airport that helps you relax. LNK. Make flying easy.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
I'm Chief Dave Engler. When a fire truck hits a pothole with 12 tons of fast-moving equipment and crew, it's a problem. On your ballot in April is a measure to continue Lincoln's quarter-cent sales tax for street improvements. A vote against eliminates the street funding. A vote for will not raise your taxes and keeps the funding in place. And better roads means faster response times. Learn more at LincolnOnTheMove.com.
We use our Lincoln streets every day, and so do first responders. But visitors and out-of-town commuters also do. A quarter-cent sales tax for streets passed by voters in 2019 makes those commuters pay about $6 million a year to improve streets. On your ballot in April is a measure to continue it. A vote against means no more funds from commuters. A vote for will not raise your taxes, and commuters still pay. Learn more at LincolnOnTheMove.com. Paid for by the City of Lincoln.
Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family-owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse.
Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Patriot Plumbing at 402-464-7411 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-464-7411.
When your home fills up with family, Aloe Fiber makes sure that space is a happy place for everyone. Aloe Fiber experts install it all, and full service means step-by-step support, guiding you through everything so you can stay connected to what matters, and the family can always feel at home. Put the game on, and don't worry about your Wi-Fi calling a timeout. Better TV and internet service is one connection away. Call Aloe at 866-481-2556 or visit aloefiber.com.
Hey volleybalfans, this is Laura Dijkema, national player of the Netherlands and now the setter on Omaha's newest professional team, Love Omaha Volleyball. League volleyball is bringing the heat this year. Don't miss your chance to see Olympians, national players and national champions right here in Omaha from now through April. We can't wait to see you cheering for us in the stands. Visit lovboma.com to buy single match tickets to see me and Love Omaha Volleyball in action. Go Big Green!
The dangers of secondhand smoke are well known. But what about secondhand aerosol, which is created when using e-cigarettes? Science already shows a secondhand aerosol can contain nicotine, heavy metals, and cancer-causing agents. Eliminating exposure to secondhand aerosol is an important step to keeping everyone safe. Breathe easier knowing the facts.
For help quitting, call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Wake up, Lincoln. Good morning. Good morning.
It's great to stay up late.
It's time for Early Break, presented by Nebco. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
I like Stone.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
And here comes a sandwich from God.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
Hey, somebody grab me a mocha quick, would you?
This is Early Break.
Welcome back to Hour 3 on a Monday. Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Bill Busch on Early Break. Hour 3 sponsored by our friends at Nebco, now hiring at Ready Mixed Concrete, hiring CDL drivers. They offer great pay, benefits, paid time off, and more. Check out the website, nebcoinc.com. Start your new career today with Nebco. We had some breaking news to address to during the break, so let's get the sounder up. It's been a hot rumor for a couple weeks with likely Fran McCaffrey departing Iowa, which did happen. But now, as of this morning, Ben McCollum, the Drake head coach, is finalizing a deal to become Iowa's next basketball coach. They won their first game of the dance since the 70s at Drake this year.
Nice.
Lost by 13 to Texas Tech in the second round, but they had 31 wins. 31-4, the record for Ben McCollum in his first year at Drake, now heading to Iowa. And that sound you hear is a very loud cheer across the border from Iowa Hawkeyes fans. That's It's a good hire.
He's probably this speculation. It's all documented, but Northwest Missouri State won several national championships.
4,
probably making $75,000-$80,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
Went to Drake. What would he make there? 250, 300,
in the 200s, I think.
250, 300 at Drake. Now up like $6 million.
Yep.
Big day for his wife.
Four national championships at Northwest Missouri State. An incredible. Well, I think the winning percentage was 813. If you can I know I'm do some Rain Man stuff.
I'll get it real quick.
813, I think, was the winning percentage at Northwest Missouri State. He was incredible. It wasn't like they just won 4 national titles and did nothing else. They were always good. He played there. He is an Iowa native, Iowa City, Storm Lake.
You nailed it. Yeah, he was 813 percentage at Northwest Missouri State. 395 and 91. I repeat, that's Saban, like
395 and 91.
Yeah.
He played there, coached there, went to Drake 130 plus.
31-4 the record.
Oh, baby.
Oh, the question right away. What's the first question being asked?
What?
Who's coming with him?
Yeah.
Who's coming with him to
Better
Iowa?
bring Bennett Sturts, the point
well,
guard,
they have,
Bennett
he's got a year left, if I believe.
That's correct.
And so the Missouri Valley Player of the Year came from Division II.
Yep.
And all of a sudden now he's winning games in the tournament. Now he's going to go to Iowa probably.
Yep.
Yeah, McCollum just seemed like the no-brainer, right? Just a no-brainer.
I had no idea though. I did not know he was from Iowa.
He's from Iowa. Yeah.
So that makes it even way simpler.
Right.
He was born in Iowa City.
Right.
It was meant to be. It was meant to be.
I think he grew up in Storm Lake. He played at a JUCO in Iowa.
You were right. He did grow up. Wow. Storm Lake is correct. Good job, Sip.
I do some research.
You researched him.
Also did some research on Sean Miller. I thought Texas hit a home run with Sean Miller.
Ben McCollum, breaking news, Iowa's head coach as of yesterday. Rodney Terry was fired. Within 5 minutes, we knew who the head coach was going to be.
They had it.
Texas.
How odd was the Rodney Terry thing? That it was announced from like Horn, whatever it is, 24/7 Horns, like that night he was done.
A week
but then it never came out.
Nope,
never came out.
Officially,
that people were saying, he's done. Who they going to hire? But it never came out. Finally comes out yesterday that he has been let go, and 4 minutes later they named the next head coach. Just weird. Just very odd.
Kind of weird. It was kind of weird the way it went down.
And I don't know if there was there had to be something that hey, don't say it yet because of money we owed or something with it, some legality thing.
Or maybe they wanted to have the head coach in place. Maybe it was not until Xavier lost in the tournament.
I would guarantee you that he was not in the office, just like looking at film. He was not there.
Okay, so why is Sean Miller a home run? Age 56, he's in his prime. He will be very hungry. He took Arizona to the Elite Eight 3 times. I imagine he's very hungry to go to the next level. Sean Miller isn't the guy, and I don't know Sean Miller personally, but I've watched him for 20 years, and he's not the guy that's going to shrug his shoulders and say, God, I hope I can get this done. God, I don't know. We'll try.
Yeah.
No, he went to Texas to win a national championship. He went to Texas to go beyond the Elite Eight, and he's fiery. If I was a Texas fan, I'd be overjoyed by this hire.
It's a great fit for them. Yeah,
I think it is.
I think it's a great fit.
Yeah, he's a dude. He will go in there and do whatever he can to win a national title. You can't say that about every coach, but he has that kind of posture, that kind of energy, and he's in his prime. He was caught up in the. Bill mentioned this off the air. Yeah. He was. Arizona, I shouldn't laugh. Arizona was forced to vacate 50 total wins across the 2016, 217, and 217, 218 seasons, stemming from his alleged involvement in the NCAA's 2019 corruption scandal, which is just seems like it was nothing.
Yeah.
The feds were involved. I remember getting up every morning.
Was in that too.
Oh, that's federal.
McDermott was in that too.
It was federal, and I was reading it every morning, thinking these guys' careers over. These guys' careers over.
No.
Sean Miller just landed.
They all got
deal.
jobs within weeks someplace else. Will Wade was at McNeese. Xavier takes them back. It's like no, we're fine.
They were in the court of law. There were wiretaps. It was incredible, and it was incredible reading, and it really meant nothing.
It's kind of like when you said to me, it's federal, and then nothing ever came of it. Not one thing came of it.
Sean Miller, really, his career was affected so badly that he's landed at Texas. He'll probably make $9 million a year. Right?
Probably, yeah.
I mean, he's probably going to make maybe not 9, but millions. I mean, 5 at the minimum.
Millions.
Right?
Yes.
He'll have a nice house in Austin. Guarantee
He'll be doing all right.
He'll get whoever his realtor is going to be showing him some houses. They won't be. Well, I found this one. It's like $800,000. No, that's not going to be it. That will not be the
not living in a townhouse.
No, it's not living in a nice townhouse. Nice one, but no.
How tough is it for Xavier fans? You've had him twice. He's left twice now.
He's had two
Xavier,
stints at
Arizona,
yes.
Xavier, Texas. You're just a stepping stone.
You
to
think
me,
when he
Xavier.
left, they're gonna go, see you in a couple of years.
Maybe once he get fired,
soon you come back.
call me.
Hope it works well. Call me.
You got my number.
Yeah,
Wait till I'm struggling though, please.
Yes.
I mean, it's Texas. I guess is it a much better job than Xavier?
Well, obviously the first thing you just say is one word. What is it? Resources.
Yeah.
Resources much better. Everything else. It's always it's been it's an odd place because is Texas ever been in the Final Four? To my knowledge,
I think once.
Really, I don't know.
Yeah, I think with TJ Ford they made it. Didn't
there
they
was
back in the early 2000s?
I don't know. There were some times when Texas had some teams.
God,
now.
I think they were in the Final Four with
I think
Ford.
TJ, I think it was like back in like 2004 or something like that.
Check it.
Hang on.
I think they might have been, but
So-
no, they're not. They had the Durant.
Yeah,
They've had some basketball.
Final Four in 2003. I almost nailed it on the year.
Nice job.
So 3 times ever though.
We're trying to be good on the stool with facts.
1943,
Something new we're doing.
1947, and 2003. So really one time in common history.
And they lost in the Final Four.
That's correct. They did not make the finals.
Right.
Lost in the Final Four. But it's been 22 years since they've made it there.
DJ Ford, good call. Little point guard.
They made the Elite Eight 2 years ago, though. I mean, they had a nice run 2 years ago, 2023.
Yeah, it's resources.
Yeah,
but
resources
I think
one.
Xavier has some resources, though, right?
Yeah,
no
but not
football
close.
program.
Yeah, but not close. Not close.
Don't you think those Big East schools? I don't even know what the hell they are. Are they a Big East school, Xavier?
Yes.
They have some advantage though because there's no football. They get the money. They get the rev share money. A lot of it.
They do. It's still though, do advantage wise. It's like no.
I'm still going Texas.
Yeah, it's not even close. It's kind of like back when you talk about like that. Yeah, maybe Nebraska should go back to the Big 12. They just fit better. No. There's about a $60 million payout there.
God, when that talks, it sprung up in COVID. There was legitimate people in my ear saying, "Steph, you got to look into this Big 12 thing. Nebraska might be going back." I'm like, "Wow, no."
What are you talking about?
No.
As much as I'd love it, I would love it. You would see a new Sipple. I'd be like, okay, we're back. We're going down. We're back. We're going south during the winter. It's gonna be warm. I'm wearing short pants.
Not getting on a plane half the time.
Yeah, I'm not going
driving.
Freaking Maryland.
Yeah.
Conference
Newark,
Maryland, or
freezing my ass off.
Not going to Seattle. It's like, what am I doing?
What am I doing is a phrase that
that was
my mind daily.
Have you seen that one also? I don't know if you can find the exact quote, Jake, from Cronin. Right after the game, they asked him a question.
Yes.
They asked him a question
about find it.
He asked right away. He goes, "Well, what I'm really worried about is getting this team back to Los Angeles because of the plane's so bad.
The seats on Allegiant
are so bad."
He named the company.
Yeah, he went after him.
Right now, guys, it's 12:40 a.m. and our season just ended. Right now, my biggest concern is how bad the seats are on Allegiant Airlines. On that terrible plane, we're going to have to fly home tomorrow. What are you doing, Mick?
Allegiant.
How could you call him out?
He was
like
asked
that?
about. He was asked about next season.
Yes.
He didn't like that question.
Yeah.
You want me to address next season? Right now? It's 12:40.
He's walking into
My
airline.
biggest concern. We need to see a series. There needs to be a 3-game series played between UConn and UCLA.
No.
Just UConn, just let Hurley and Cronin go at it. It'd be
apparently
with a nice press conference after each game.
So this is even worse. So this is Trey Wallace is a reporter for Outkick and Fox. He's one to tweet this. He's by the way, they didn't even fly Allegiant. They took Global X home.
He told the wrong airline.
He mocked Allegiant and didn't even take Allegiant on the way home.
Okay, now I got to ask you guys an important question though. In terms of obnoxious behavior, who's worse, Cronin or Hurley?
Cronin.
You laugh.
No!
You laugh more at Cronin, though.
Yes.
Wrong answer. Cronin's actually sort of appealing. I don't see any Hurley appeal.
I know.
He called out his
He
entire
called out his
team
own
and
team.
staff.
He called out his own. No. He called
team
out
and
his own
staff.
team and his staff.
Are we
like
sure
that.
Hurley's never done that?
I've never heard it in public where he said, that I bring the energy.
Would it be surprised?
Everybody else is lazy.
Would it really surprise you if he?
Not really surprising, but he hasn't done it.
No,
not to my knowledge. So no.
Jeff says 1,000% Hurley on this one.
Oh, Hurley is more. Yeah, I'm
He's
in
repulsive.
that camp. Yeah. Hey, but I just want to make clear. I don't totally dislike Hurley. He's interesting.
That's my point. Is if I'm going to sit and talk to somebody, if I'm going to fly on a plane and sit next to one of them, I want to sit next to Hurley.
Close. It's close.
Oh yeah, I want to sit next to Hurley.
Close call.
Yeah.
Close call.
What if you're in between both of them? You're the middle seat between Hurley and
Be interesting.
Cronin. Would you put the earbuds in or not?
Although those guys, I bet they could be pretty. I bet they could get into a shell too in that setting. Like they might not say much.
Not say a word. Probably not.
Yeah.
But he did call him out.
He did, but he did other.
He called
things
out Allegiant, and it wasn't even the flight they took home. Allegiant is a massive, in Vegas, Allegiant Stadium. That's where the Raiders play. It's a big deal on the West Coast.
If you're the AD, are you cringing when he does stuff like that?
You don't love it. There's never a time going, that's right. Get it out there. Let him know.
No, I would
let him know.
There goes that potential advertiser.
Yeah. Let's not do that.
I'd cringe a little bit with both those guys. It'd be hard to be their ADs.
I think I think that Hurley's not panicking. Think about this. Hurley won 13 in a row in the tournament. 13 games.
He
in a row.
won 13 games
in a
those-
row. Think about that.
Jake,
That's why I didn't want to play him. Remember, you guys made fun of me.
They
I don't
won
want that
13
guy
in a
the
row
tournament.
and went to the wire.
Don't you
with
ever?
Florida.
You understand why I was?
Yes, I'm taking a different direction.
Like
Don't you
beer
ever
vat, right?
find yourself watching these games and kind of getting depressed as a Nebraska fan when you hear stats like that?
13
Hurley
straight.
won 13
13
straight.
in the play.
ridiculous.
Nebraska's never won one, and he's won 13
13
straight. Calipari's been to 16 Sweet 16s. Like what? Why? Like every so often, I'll see something. I'll just be like, God, this is depressing. Why do we do this?
Look,
Creighton's won 5 straight years. In the
5 straight years. They've won a game.
Come on.
And then at the end of the game, McDermott just looked like a hero, and he did. He was incredible with his team. His team loves him. He was incredible how he took the kids, the players, they're not kids, grown men, out of the game.
Yep.
And how
how
he talked to them all, and I mean, just you looked at it, it was just like wow, first class.
Played Auburn tough.
Wouldn't it be nice?
Played Auburn tough.
Nice?
Sit 13 straight NCAA wins.
And here's the best part, and we're upset with him.
Yeah,
and we're going, hey man, grow up a little bit. He won 13 in a row.
Oh, God.
13 in a row, and we're like, hey man, get yourself together.
Yeah, now that you mention it, you do have some license to be a jerk when you win
He almost
13
took-
straight.
Almost took down Florida, by the way.
And
14 straight.
that's what I'm telling you. If he would have won that game, can you imagine? He's got to. If he'd have won that game, he's probably going to the Final Four. Could you imagine him back in the Final Four and been like at 15 straight wins? Can you imagine that?
And like you said, they looked pretty good.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I think the problem that Cronin has right there. I think Cronin knows that he's in a pickle. I just don't know if he can build UCLA through today's world. If they have the money, if they have the ability to get people in school, all these things with it. I'm telling you, I just don't know if he's going like, I'm sitting on a heater. I'm sitting on a heater right here.
Pretty good, but I just wonder how much better they can get, right?
Yeah, it's hard. UCLA is a hard job because the expectations of being, now it's been forever since one of their magical runs of winning 10, but they've won one. They've only won one since, right? Since Wooden.
I think
they've only won one, if I'm correct. But anyway, my point being, UCLA's not sitting there going like, hey, we're on a heater here. We're on a heater.
No, they had a good year, though.
And also, Calipari's got to be walking around kind of like looking at Walmart. Told you. Just give me a little time. Walmart's worth $867 billion. I read that.
He's got that money.
Almost $1 trillion.
They're worth $867 billion. They also have Tyson Chicken there also.
They're doing
so.
Okay.
It's
Calipari
fine.
is back.
He's back. He's loving it.
Back.
He's loving it.
66 and he's back.
He wears this sweet sport
That was
coat.
a nice jacket.
His jacket was so nice. It was so
checkered.
Checkered.
He's something else.
And he's funny.
Yeah,
he says really funny stuff, and I enjoy it.
When we come back, it's Mozzarella Monday. Best of the weekend, $25 to Valentino's on the line. Text us at 402-464-5685. That's next on Early Break on the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Presented by NIPCO on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage door sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, a realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at DoorsPlusLLC.com or give them a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus. Garage doors and more.
Hey farmers, if you don't already, you need to get to know the guys at Boyk Farm Outfitters. If you're ready to turn your sprayer into a money-saving smart machine, they can hook you up. If you just want to get your chemicals from some good guys that care about your operations goals, they want to chat. They work with progressive growers all over eastern Nebraska to assist with equipment upgrades and input options. Boyk Farm Outfitters is equipping the modern farmer. Check them out at Boyk, B-O-E-C-K, farmoutfitters.com.
I'm Chief Dave Engler. When a fire truck hits a pothole with 12 tons of fast-moving equipment and crew, it's a problem. On your ballot in April is a measure to continue Lincoln's quarter-cent sales tax for street improvements. A vote against eliminates the street funding. A vote for will not raise your taxes and keeps the funding in place. And better roads means faster response times. Learn more at LincolnOnTheMove.com.
We use our Lincoln streets every day, and so do first responders. But visitors and out-of-town commuters also do. A quarter-cent sales tax for streets passed by voters in 2019 makes those commuters pay about $6 million a year to improve streets. On your ballot in April is a measure to continue it. A vote against means no more funds from commuters. A vote for will not raise your taxes, and commuters still pay. Learn more at LincolnOnTheMove.com. Paid for by the City of Lincoln.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? Do you need a lawyer you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion? The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Contact us for a free consultation by calling 877-42-LIBERTY. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group, trial attorneys you can trust.
What's going on, fans? This is Lexi Rodriguez, four-time All-American at Nebraska and now proud member of Omaha's newest professional team, Love Omaha Volleyball. League One Volleyball is bringing the heat this year. Don't miss your chance to see Olympians, national players, and national champions right here in Omaha from now through April. We can't wait to see you cheering us on in the stands. Visit lovboma.com to buy single match tickets to see me and Love Omaha Volleyball in action this season. Go Big Green!
Attention all Wings fans. Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays enjoy 89-cent boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.29 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Buffalo Wings and Rings today on 68th and O or in Williamsburg Village. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln. Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I'm proud of my Nebraska roots, and I'm proud to be back home. And at Midwest Bank, they're proud to be your local community bank. They believe in family first, taking initiative, showing integrity, and rolling up their sleeves to support their local communities. They treat everyone like family, no matter where you're from. Whether you walk into a branch in York, Lincoln, Norfolk, or Pierce, you know you're going to be welcomed with a smile. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
We're on the air.
Back
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
to more of Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We will get to Mozzarella Monday in a second, the best of the weekend. Text us at 464-568. 5 your chance to win $25 to Valentino's. Before that, we saw our friend Trip last week here in studio from Computer Hardware.
Triptastic.
He helps us out with all of our Apple needs, watches, computers, phones, and more. If you have any questions or you need to buy a new Apple product, go see Trip and the team at Computer Hardware just south of 70th and O in Lincoln, also in Kearney, Hastings, and GI. Computer Hardware. 45 years in operation.
45 years. It's all, like I said, it's the availability when you get in there. The parking, again, is ridiculous. And you park within 4 seconds, you're inside the building and you're face to face with the staff. That it's quick. It's quick and it's welcoming. And I always ask for Trip. Trip generally is in back because he's running the whole system.
What did Tripp say the other day? That people come in just to see him.
People come in
That's
just
a pretty
to see
big
him.
power move.
That's a pretty power move right there. Why'd you come in? I want to see Trip.
I want to see.
Do you need
what's he
anything?
look like?
No, I don't need anything. I just want to see him.
I'm a legendary figure.
Yes.
In the city of Lincoln.
Photos.
He's coming for our jobs.
Yeah.
Easy.
He's very good on the radio. He is.
He's
really
smooth.
good. Really
He's
good.
smooth.
He is smooth.
He admitted he got rattled the other day when he was getting some questions.
Came in late though.
Well, he got rattled because he came through like a war zone
Yes.
to get in here.
That was post.
When I drove out, I was pretty, right. By the time I drove out to Holders, I mean, there was like no snow. It's beautiful. There were still semis and cars and stuff in the ditches. Oh yeah, all over the place. Like rolled over. I mean, there was some serious stuff that went on. Yeah, this is several days after the storm.
Well, Shane came in on Friday from Val. Was he from Valparaiso?
Huh.
Is that where he's
Yes.
from?
Yes.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
What we're talking about?
He was here for a couple of days at the hotel.
With his two boys, and he said his area was a war zone.
Yes. I'm sure he went back that day.
Just things, just poles snapped. It's a lot. Several.
Well, on Mondays, we try to get, we do give away a $25 gift card to Valentino's. When people tell us the best of the weekend, could be sports, could be life related. We've had some great submissions the last couple of weeks.
Got the pin out.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. We start off with Troy.
Describe.
This is sponsored by our friends at Valentino's, of course. Troy says, Mozzarella Monday, spent the weekend with family, hit the driving range with the kids, had date night with the wife, and Duke won and looks good. So I guess the topic would be a great weekend for Troy.
Yeah, so we got
solid
golf,
driving range, date night,
and
family,
Duke.
and Duke won.
It's a lot. Okay.
Bill Buckner fan says best of the weekend baseball at the new Sand Hills Global Complex out here, which we talked to Charlie and Joe Fagler about a couple weeks ago. Gusty winds and no dirt blowing and getting in every crevice of your body. No dirt.
Crevice.
Yes.
Baseball.
It was
fan
windy. It was windy,
At
but
the new complex.
Yeah. So he's saying no, there was no dirt everywhere.
Okay,
from
got it.
Okay. Sanderson chimes in. He says, my personal best of the weekend, is making 6 college basketball bets at Warhorse Saturday and winning all 6. I almost passed out, he said.
Passed out. 6 for 6.
6 for 6. He
From
almost passed
Warhorse.
out.
Went to Warhorse, placed some wagers, won all 6.
Okay, that's got to be hard to beat. I'm going to tell you that right now.
He's the favorite right
6
now.
for 6. That would be a euphoria you've never felt.
Now, we've got about 8 people who have said Nebraska wrestling. Yes, that's great.
Oh.
But it's 8 people. So they cancel each other out.
They kind of cancel
And we
each
have
other.
mentioned them wrestling this year, this show as well. But
thank you. You're spot on.
Great. That is definitely best of the weekend. Derek in a car says, my grandson turned 1 year old. We had his party this weekend. It was great. So 1-year-old birthday party.
I like that.
From Derek.
Good one.
Yep.
Okay.
Maybe a few more details on that would push you over,
yeah.
Sandy. But right now, I'm still going.
So it's Derek.
Yeah, Derek. I know, but I'm still saying Sandy.
Okay. Got it. Gotcha.
Derek would need a few more details, like if the kid did a handstand.
Or if he placed a bet.
The OG CJ flew to the Dominican Republic. Best of the weekend.
Whoa.
Got a picture also. He's got he's by the
So
pool
he's there right now?
He's there right
and
now.
texted us.
Texted
Thank
us
you.
from the Dominican Republic.
What's his name?
That's the OG CJ.
The OG in the DR.
Hey. Thank him for that. Thanks for listening to us
Right
on
now,
your vacation.
I got a 2-person race right now. Sandy with the 6 for 6 in the DR.
Okay.
Oh,
we got way more. We got more coming in.
Yeah. How old is this dude, you think?
He's got to be about 35.
Well,
Nice.
I mean, he gets major kudos for taking time to text us from the DR. Wow.
Listen to us on the app.
Best of the weekend. This is from unnamed texter. Says cutting down a tree and grinding 3 tree stumps. Hard
Okay,
work.
Ooh.
That is hard work.
this
That's
weekend.
fun though. Grinding. Oh,
By the way, OG CJ says I'm having a blast, fellas.
nice.
And he's 43. I got that. 43 years old.
He looks 42.
Cutting trees, grinding stumps.
Yes.
And who's that?
That was unnamed texter. Okay. Next up, we have beef tacos, which we love
yes.
the name. Says found out my wife is pregnant with our 3rd. So best of the weekend is that.
Okay, beef
Yeah.
tacos.
Pregnant.
Stepped up. All right.
Where's the beef?
Where's the beef? The fertilizer.
Okay. Someone else says best of the weekend had a medium rare steak Saturday night at Misty's at the Havelock Bar.
Oh, Havelock. Oh.
We got some good.
We got some.
good
This is tough one. Yeah.
You got a medium rare in
Yeah.
Havelock
At Misty's.
at the OG
at the bar.
Misty's.
At the
Yes.
bar too.
At the bar too.
Uh-oh. That's Bill. I mean, that's Bill
That's
territory.
my spot.
That's
Yeah.
Bill.
there's-
You usually have
if they're-
toothpicks and little
yeah,
prime rib
the prime
tips.
rib bits, and you eat them with
Bits.
toothpicks. Yeah. Oh, God.
WIB says I took a nap on Saturday and Sunday.
And-
Best of the weekend. 2 naps.
Just took a nap.
2 naps.
2 naps.
Who naps?
2 nap weekend.
Nice.
It's WIB.
These are great entries.
They are good. East Lincoln West says Mozzarella Monday moved from East Lincoln to Northeast Lincoln this weekend. Moved.
Who's that?
That's East Lincoln,
Lincoln
West.
West.
We got to
Wait
change
a
it.
second.
Got to change his name now to Northeast Lincoln, West.
Yes.
It doesn't go as well.
It doesn't. Jesse says I finally got power back last night after the storm.
Just got power back.
Just went out Wednesday at some point. So now we got power is back as of last night for Jesse.
Wow.
Where was
Jesse.
this? What's the location?
I don't
on
know
that?
where Jesse's at. Jesse, where do
Did
you
you have a
live?
generator? Did you have a generator? Did you have some kind of battery pack? What do you have?
Battery pack.
How do you charge
Do you
your
have
phone?
a battery pack?
Now, this next one I think is going to really appeal to you, Sip. This is from Austin. Says, I built a chicken coop this weekend. I should be able to make my money back in the year 2038 with all the eggs.
Built a chicken coop. I wonder what it looks like.
Yeah, you want to send a picture
Send
of that,
a
Austin,
photo of
please,
that.
because
Well, I like
Sip
that
would
a
like
lot.
to see that.
Yeah, Trix announced yesterday she's going back in for chicken.
Is she going back?
Yep.
Yep.
She was looking at ads,
Yeah.
and they're definitely available. This is the time of year, and here they come.
Here we go.
Last one, and we'll decide after this, is from Officer McLeod in Columbus. Says, not sure if I missed Mozzarella Monday, but he says this week, right now, Mozzarella Officer, this weekend we four-peated as Newman Grove alumni basketball champions, along with celebrating Husker wrestling all around. Great weekend. So,
Newman Grove four-peat.
Four-peat for the alumni
basketball.
Officer McLeod.
Okay, so Sip,
Potential Achilles.
which one are we leaning toward here? We had a lot of
Really
submissions
hard.
today.
I mean, it's really hard. Bill, you got to help me here.
Well, I'm just going to throw out mine because he ate it at the bar. I'm going with the steak at the bar in the OG Havelock.
By the way,
Who's steak at the bar?
What's that?
that was
What he ate the medium steak at the bar. And Havelock.
That was the
Misty's.
Misty's.
That was unnamed texture,
Yeah.
by the way.
So we can't even name him.
Yeah, I crossed those out.
And by the way, Jesse lives in Goner, so by Bex.
Okay.
And they have generators, so that was the situation there.
Okay. Generators.
Yep.
I can't.
What's your early? Sanderson, of course, was the 6-team bet.
Somebody would have to overtake Sandy, who hit six March Madness bets and almost passed out. Almost passed out. That color to the story.
We're happy for beef tacos. Third kid on the way. It's exciting for him.
Officer McLeod's sort of a
Newman Grove 4P.
Yeah, it's a 4P.
4P's very descriptive of it. DR was really good.
That's pretty good from CJ.
But probably need a little more description. I'm just going to let you handle it, Steve. You make the selection.
Sandy,
okay.
Okay, Sanderson, if we're going
the chance of going 6 for 6
at Warhorse, it's pretty good.
Now, Sandy, if you had him in a parlay, that'd be a lot better. Then we'd really be going crazy.
Yes.
If it was the 6-team parlay, the excitement would be way more.
I just really like that he almost
passed out.
Well, congrats.
It's hard to pick 6 games.
Sanderson is winning $25 to Valentino's for Mozzarella Monday. Congrats, Sanderson. Great submissions.
Warhorse.
Keep them, bring them back next week as well. That was a lot of great
very
options
good
there
ones.
today. That was fun. We'll wrap things up with a spillover next on Early Break on the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Presented by NIPCO on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
Just about everyone from every part of the state wants to win one of the 8 gray 2025 Ford F-150 XLT trucks in Trucks and Bucks, your Nebraska Lottery's most popular scratch game. But remember, since Nebraskans of all ages and locations around the state just love this game, tickets will sell fast. So play today and experience the power of gray. Trucks and Bucks top prize odds are 1 in 336,000. Ford F-150 is a registered trademark owned and licensed by Ford Motor Company.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Attention all Wings fans. Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays enjoy 89-cent boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.29 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Buffalo Wings and Rings today on 68th and O or in Williamsburg Village.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and March Madness is here, and Koppel is ready to rock and roll. We just closed the books on a tremendous February, and we're locked and loaded for a big March. True 0% APR is happening right now at Koppel on select new models. Koppel also has over 10,500 off list on new select models. So please stop on by and see what confident driving and confident buying is all about. We're right down 144th Street or online at koppelcars.com. All deals with approved credit, 0% is standalone.
I used to smoke. I thought of cigarettes as my best friend. They were always there for me when I needed a break.
I also thought cigarettes were my best friend, and then they gave me peripheral artery disease.
I smoked and had a stroke. Actually, multiple strokes.
I smoked and have heart disease. Here's my tip. If cigarettes are your friend, you need a better friend.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Imagine a healthier, more active, physically fit version of yourself. If you've been putting off getting into shape, now is the time with the Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping 10-Week Challenge. Our program combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching to help you achieve your fitness goals. And ticket listeners, you can get $150 off your enrollment. The next 10-week challenge begins on April 12th. You can get all the info at fxblincoln.com. Don't wait any longer. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I'm proud of my Nebraska roots, and I'm proud to be back home. And at Midwest Bank, they're proud to be your local community bank. They believe in family first, taking initiative, showing integrity, and rolling up their sleeves to support their local communities. They treat everyone like family, no matter where you're from. Whether you walk into a branch in York, Lincoln, Norfolk, or Pierce, you know you're going to be welcomed with a smile. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Fairway has fresh cut meats, seafood, cheese, wine, and spirits, and a friendly staff that's always ready to help you find what you need. Stop by Fairway Meat Market today to plan your weekly meals in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
We're on the air.
Back
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
to more of Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It is time for the spillover, sponsored by our friends at Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love. Once again,
Cane's.
Reminder, I just want to congratulate again the Husker wrestling team for finishing second at nationals. 2 national champs, Ridge Lovett and Antrell Taylor. Awesome.
Did we mention that Manning was the...
Yes, we did. The coach of the tournament.
Coach of the tournament.
It's a big deal.
Is there always a coach of the tournament? Has there always been like NCAA basketball? I've never heard of that.
I haven't
Coach of the tournament.
I don't remember. I don't now, Bill, when I say I don't
Probably
remember,
could be one. I don't know that.
I covered that. I covered wrestling for a long time, and I don't remember that being part of the national tournament. But whatever. Happy for Mark Manning. Again, Mark Manning in his 60s is having his best run.
Should be a significant raise. Should be contracting raise coming.
So.
You know what the good news is? You know what the good news is? Troy Dannon is a wrestling guy. He loves the sport. He comes from Iowa. And Manning is somehow what's the word we're looking for? Let's use a wrestling term. Taking down that Iowa beast. Not totally. Iowa beat him in a duel. I get it, but took him down at nationals. Took down the Iowa beast. Now he sets his sights on the Penn State.
Who won by 60 points. Nebraska had an epic tournament. It's still 60 points.
Think about that.
Penn
Won
State.
by 60.
And it was an awesome tournament for Nebraska.
Okay, I got a question for you guys.
Yes,
AD, you're the AD, Troy Dannon. Do you have a welcome party for the second place team?
Like they already did.
They had a welcome party yesterday.
But how sizable? I mean,
it was good.
There's a lot of fans. I saw a lot of photos.
I was out at PBA yesterday.
Here's the thing: they had 2 national champions.
They had the trophies with them too.
National champions: Antrell Taylor and Ridge Lovett.
Yes,
Antrell Taylor from Millard South.
Yes,
but I would say yes. If he said, "Hey, I want to take the wrestling team to eat someplace," I would think that they would pay for that. I really think that Nebraska would pay for that.
I think so,
as they should.
As they should.
If they want it, yes. Excellent.
Yes. I want to hit this before I end the show because I wanted to play this earlier, but there's been a debate on this show for a long time about the pronunciation of a team in college basketball. We go on and off on it, and it set Kelvin Sampson off of all people regarding the pronunciation of it. So I'm going to play this quote from...
What is it, Jake?
Kelvin Sampson was asked a question regarding Gonzaga. And the reporter said it differently. So here's a little bit of the question and the answer from Kelvin Sampson this weekend.
Didn't you try to get a game with Gonzaga in 2021?
Gonzaga. It always burns me up when people say that. You know, it's like calling me Kevin. My name is not Kevin. My mother used to say, people would see my name and say, "Hey, Kevin," and she would say, "Don't let people call you Kevin. Your name is Kelvin. make sure they pronounce your name right. So that's why my antennas go up with that. Same with Gonzaga. They were our neighbors. It's not Spokane and it's not Gonzaga. It's Gonzaga and it's Spokane.
Kelvin Sampson has spoken. It's Gonzaga.
I would always say Gonzaga.
You say Gonzaga. You do.
I think it's one of those things where I say both, and it could be. I don't say them. I might be on a kick for maybe a year, or it's Gonzaga.
Flips.
I'm not even sure. I think I've probably said it both ways and not really thought about it. Not really thought about it too much.
Burns him up.
Yeah,
he's pissed
Struck
about
me as
that.
a little bit of an old man rant, which we do too. We do that.
Absolutely.
Gonzaga sounds like fancier than Gonzaga, but it is Gonzaga per
Gonzaga
Kelvin.
and Spokane.
Yeah,
that's easy to remember.
Not Spokane. Spokane.
And a good way to remember is they call them the Zags.
Yeah.
Gonzaga,
not the Zogs.
Not the Zogs.
Right.
Says everything.
So
really.
when you say them next, will you say Gonzaga sip or you
I'll
keep
think
with
about
Gonzaga?
it. I'll think about
Because
it.
Kelvin's pissed about it.
Yeah, that was good. It was informative.
It's funny you never heard it come from
Parkview.
Yeah, or somewhere out of because that gets said both ways quite often.
Absolutely.
And I would imagine it got pronounced that way some point in time in the last 15 years on air by the analyst probably that way also.
Where was he at out there, by the way? Where was he coached out there? Did he coach at Washington State?
I think it's Washington State.
He was at Washington State. Yep,
Yes.
you're right. In Pullman.
Okay. Spokane and Gonzaga.
Nope. Try it.
Gonzaga. Got it.
Try it again.
Spokane and Gonzaga.
There we go.
The
We got it.
Zags. The Zags.
You got to make Kelvin happy there.
I think he was waiting for it. I think he was hoping. I think he was hoping for a Gonzaga question to be able to come back with how it was.
Your name's not Kevin. It's Kelvin.
Who's Houston got?
Houston will play. Hang on a second. Let's get that figured out here.
I got it. They play Purdue. 1-seeded Houston plays 4-seeded Purdue.
Any chance for Purdue in that game?
Yes, they absolutely have a chance.
Yes.
As I said, Houston they were not underwhelming. They weren't as overwhelming as I thought they would be. They're good. They're not freaky good. Purdue, yes, can beat them.
Purdue's had a nice run. They won by, I think, 12 points the first game and 14 the second game.
This has happened a lot, but now we've got SEC on SEC, right?
Yes, we do. We have Kentucky, Tennessee. Kentucky, by the way, is 2-0 versus Tennessee this season. We have Kentucky versus Tennessee in the Sweet 16. I wouldn't be wild about that if I was Mark Pope.
Yeah.
So guys, we have to beat Tennessee three times this season, and
lot.
one of them's in the Sweet 16. Yeah, that's an unfortunate draw, I think. I do.
And right now, like you said, it's still like you Sip hit this really well for your brackets. You have to have the winner, and the conference talk doesn't really talk a whole lot to me until you get to the Final Four.
Okay,
that's kind of it's like okay, if the SEC puts 3 or 4 in there, that's a flex. If ACC can't, they can put 1 in. That's only Big Ten still has 4 alive. I'm not sure where they match up if they could put in, but that's where the flex is at. The flex comes in the Final Four.
Okay,
that's where
I can't get you to the Elite 8 on that.
It'd be interesting. I would, but still, the Elite 8 is almost like it doesn't happen. It really gets the Sweet 16 and the Final Four.
He's kind of right.
The Elite 8's kind of you're in there for like that's only like you don't even go back home or nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's cool and it's better. You made it to the Final 8 and that matters, but it goes pretty quickly.
And you guys both agree. Now, you guys are both saying Duke is the favorite now.
They look really good.
Right now, I would say if the one team is
back down Florida.
If someone said, "Who do you not want to play?" I would say Duke first.
Duke is terrifying.
I would. There's a lot of them you don't want to play. But I said you get a pick, and
I'd say they toyed with Baylor. Baylor's good. They toyed with them.
Yeah.
Never a game.
And also they defend at the highest level and can score at the highest level. I don't know if anybody else defends and scores as well as they do.
Duke has Arizona next,
and they've won both games by a combined 67 points so far. Not bad.
And they went on a stretch there the last 10 games of the regular season. They won each game by 30
plus.
Oh, let's go tell 10.
That's it. That's it for us. The Drive Us Next. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition on every slice for every